Not a saint nor a sinner. Rage under my skin, slowly descending to madness. Let it spread like a virus. Be a friend with the violence. Help, there's blood on my hands. Somebody save me from myself. I'm off of the meds and it might get hideous. Why so serious? Run for your life, cause it might get hideous. Why so serious? Change, can you swear some? Never mind, I forgot where I came from. Like wolves in the darkness, we've adapted to blindness. Fall asleep with the sirens. Help, there's blood on my hands. Somebody save me from myself. I'm off of the meds and it might get hideous. Why so serious? Run for your life, cause it might get hideous. Why so serious? Run for your life, cause it might get hideous. Why so serious? Blame it on me. You're just too scared to be lonely. No one's safe from the reaper. Not a saint nor a sinner. Rage under my skin, slowly descending to madness. Let it spread like a virus. Be a friend with the violence. Help, there's blood on my hands. Somebody save me from myself. I'm off of the meds and it might get hideous. Why so serious? Run for your life, cause it might get hideous. Why so serious? Change, can you swear some? Never mind, I forgot where I came from. Like wolves in the darkness, we've adapted to blindness. Fall asleep with the sirens. Help, there's blood on my hands. Somebody save me from myself. I'm off of the meds and it might get hideous. Why so serious? Run for your life, cause it might get hideous. Why so serious? Run for your life, cause it might get hideous. Why so serious? Blame it on me. You're just too scared to be lonely. No one's safe from the reaper. Not a saint nor a sinner. Rage under my skin, slowly descending to madness. Let it spread like a virus. Be a friend with the violence. Help, there's blood on my hands. Somebody save me from myself. I'm off of the meds and serious. Run for your life, cause it might get hideous. Why so serious? Change, can you swear some? Never mind, I forgot where I came from.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Blitz Queens game day here. My name is Ace of Toronto, of course, the man with way too much women's R6 knowledge, and I'm here with the one and only, most infamous in the world, Rennie. Rennie, how are you this morning?
I'm doing pretty good. Got some okay sleep. Excited to cast. Making my debut.
Debut, wow. Fresh meat, as Scott once said to me on mine. We've got a great game here for you. Our first one of the day will be Wildcard Queens versus Kitten Queens. Yeah, they're both queens. And this one actually happened the other day, and it was me who was ready for the cast. Didn't have a co-caster though. Rennie was unavailable along with a few others. So we're gonna run you through that game pretty quickly. Heard it was pretty good, and you guys will get to see it for the first time just like us. Map bans are now. I did not know that we were doing the map bans. That's my fault. Clubhouse and Lair ended up going off the board first. Not surprising at all to see, along with Chalet, a Kitten Queens banning that as well, is quite surprising. Consulate, Bank, Night Haven, Cafe, pretty standard if I would say so. And then Skyscraper gets banned for the border pick. Rennie, what are you seeing really quickly out of these map bans?
Seeing Clubhouse as his first ban is not really that surprising. Clubhouse is well known to be one of Wildcard Queens' best maps. They took likes to it. So seeing that banned out first isn't that surprising. Like, Wildcard have a tendency to ban out Night Haven pretty late in their ban phase, and we see that now, and we go to Border, which is a pretty decent map for both of these teams. I think it'll be a good matchup.
Yeah, I would like to think that it's more of like a middle of the road type map for both of these teams. I'd seen a lot of Wildcard and Kitten throughout their most recent season in the now defunct, just going to call it Harmony. They both played this map a few times, not as many times as they probably would have liked in order to get super accustomed to it. But seeing the Ying come out, first and foremost, first ban of the day for us here, Blitz Queens, Wildcard and Kitten. One-on-one Blitz, no surprise at all, being banned out by Wildcard, seeing as though Kitten Queens are pretty good with their Blitz, so to speak.
Going to these defensive bans, we see a lot of this execute util has been banned out, right? The Ying, the Blitz. I don't expect to see much Warden being played. I wonder if they'll be banning these power operators like Azami or Fenrir. And just as we see Wildcard Queens banning the Azami out, they tend to do this quite a bit. I don't think they play Azami too much. Familiar with the Wildcard Queens playstyle. This is a team that has been around for a while, whereas Kitten Queens is a relatively new roster. With the Mira ban, not that surprising. But we'll see how Kitten Queens are able to hold these sites without the use of those black windows.
Yeah, Mira did kind of catch me a little off guard with someone as strong as mine. On the side of Wildcard Queens, you would have thought that maybe you would have wanted to take the Jaeger away from her. Very useful operator in her hands, especially when she gets on defense with him. But of course, they're not starting there. And we're going to see a Armory Archives for our first site of the day.
As we load in the map, we can see that for this defense, they're running a lot of this trap utility, and they're running a lot of this barbed wire. They have pretty heavy on the info with the Legion and the Fenrir to know, are our gaps being covered? Are they going to just walk in on us, or will we have this these mines going off to tell us, oh, someone is trying to sneak up on us? I think this counters a lot of the Wildcard Queen strat book very well, as they tend to be a pretty lurk-heavy team with people like Impala in mind being able to get in, get a pick, and then get out. But it seems like Wildcard Queens are pretty well situated for this, bringing the Brava, keeping the Dokkaebi for these bulletproof cams, seeing the nades come out with the Lion, like, they should be able to clear a lot of this util and open up those gaps for them.
I mean, you've got a good point there. We see Cass on Ace all of the time. We see mine on Ash all of the time, and then Secret recently started picking up the Brava, especially on some of these more open yet closed at the same time type bigger esque maps. We saw her play it a little bit in the last matchup they ended up having. And yeah, when it comes to the side of Kitten Queens, like this is pretty standard. You love to see a Fenrir on the side of the defense. Seeing Maddie on the dock is absolutely nothing new. Kato on the mute as well. This is just standard procedure, standard operating procedure, if you will, for this Kitten Queens team as we're getting things started with Secret on the Brava, just doing her due diligence, getting as many of the cams as she can. It's looking pretty good so far. Mine trying for what you would have called one of her lurks. Very lurk heavy player. You were correct in saying that one, as Paula goes down first early. Oh, and then Bully goes down as well to the hands of the Legion.
She's clearly floating around this like office side. Wildcard Queens wanted to go for this east side overtake, and while they did have a lot of that good early pressure, it seems that they just didn't have an answer. Well, Troy and now Radio, she's able to just float around and get these two picks. She's still wasting time from this position, you know, shooting off this ace util, getting her picks, just creating a lot of pressure by existing. They only really have control of top east, and they're stalling out pretty heavy. But Cassiopeia, jumping in Radio, tries to get it, but she will not be the problem solver this time. In a 2v5, it's looking pretty dire for Wildcard Queens, but the IGL of Secret and Mine, their Starfragger, can they pull out the 2v5?
Anything's possible when you've got mine on your side. It's something I've been saying for quite some time. And once again, there it is. She pulls out the first kill for Wildcard Queens onto Kato. Certainly not anyone to sneeze at. One of the stronger members of this Kitten Queens roster. Mine is hurt just a little bit. But when you've got this Legion over here, this Legion zoned and cut Cass off so perfectly from her team that mine might not be able to win this gunfight. It really all depends on figuring out the positioning, and mine didn't, in fact, end up winning that gunfight. And this Legion's on for an ace.
And she gets it.
Wow, she gets it.
Elhi with the ace. Star from EU.
Unbelievable.
There needs to be something to be said about the amount of time these rosters have been together. Kitten Queens, a relatively new roster, having formed just for this Blitz League, whereas Wildcard Queens have been around since the start of Harmony, which was back in August. Yeah, it seems like Kitten Queens have this incredible chemistry. They've clearly been playing a lot together, and they have that experience. They have that sort of knowledge of who's holding what and how to swing off of each other. So it's really nice to see that even though this roster is newer, they're able to build off of that team chemistry that they already have, I'm sure, from playing either ranked or 10 mans or whatever together. And they're able to put up a nice definitive round against this team that has so much history.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at it, Maddie, Adri, and Kato, main three for Kitten Queens back when they were big girls. Those are the three core members, I would say. You drop, Kelp Cat, you drop a few others, you swap them out for Eli.
Maddie is Cupcat.
Oh, Maddie is Kelp Cat. Okay, then it was, I thought Maddie was Millie. That's my fault. You're right. So no Millie anymore. Yeah, you drop it out for Eli and for the Legion there. Sorry, I'm not familiar with the Legion's name, but you did say Star from EU, so that is.
I think it's Elhi.
Okay, I got you. I see. And then time and time again, this Wildcard Queens roster right here has always managed to prevail, pull through second place, only getting 2 rounds over. Unlike his Vampire, we'll have more on that a little bit later. In their big best of 5 grand final they ended up having. Certainly not the best showing from this team, but the entire season leading up to that, along with the fact that they ended up getting second place in the first place, shows that this roster has been together for this amount of time for a reason. This roster is definitely one of the best out there right now on the women's scene.
Going into a tech pause, it's just a slight Moss issue right now. It'll hopefully be sorted out pretty soon, but I think even though we're talking about the chemistry on this team, it very much was the Legion who was sort of this star of the show. She was able to just play that Canadian angle and get 2 on East, and then Wildcard Queen stalled out hard. It seemed like while Mine was walking up on Fountain, they didn't really have a cross for her, so I wonder if Mine was able to get that pick and translate it to a 2v3. Would that round have looked a little different, or would they have been able to still hold on to their crosses and be able to close out in such convincing fashion?
I think the round probably would have ended up staying the same way. But mine might have ended up with an extra pick because of it. But I feel like if that Legion stayed towards Nadian like she did, yeah, I feel like the ending was imminent, especially for that round specifically. And the way that mine didn't really have any solid evidence as to where she was. She just kind of had an idea, as you said, that she was floating around that area. That's kind of really all they had to go off of. And mine ended up getting picked off right there towards the ace being had by the Legion, as we're getting ready to roll right on into round 2 here after a little bit of a pause. Kitten Queen's up 1-0 right now.
We're going into this Bathroom Teller's defense, and I'm interested to see that this Legion is actually reinforcing the Bathroom hatch, even though they do have this Valkyrie, so it seems that they're going to be playing downstairs a little bit more, maybe with the C4s on Ellie and Kato, maybe with Adriella being able to use this information from these Val camps to sort of hide and route around using that backpackers to be hidden drones.
Yeah, I was just about to bring it up that Adriella was one of the bigger, intel type of players the last full regular season that I got to watch of her and this, majority of this Kitten Queen's roster. But seeing her on the Vigil is still basically the exact same thing that we would have been seeing even if she was the one on the Valkyrie. She's been known to take a few off angles and still be able to make something happen as the Legion ends up going for the 6th straight kill onto Secret. Will this run be stopped? Unbelievable.
What did Ellie have for breakfast? She is absolutely frying these girls. Just having an absolute blast in office right now. What can Secret even do walking up? I wonder if the droning was there. Did they know that she was there, and was she just better in that scenario?
Oof.
Wow. Huge kill from Impala, and the down onto Adri. Does she know though? Will she be able to confirm this kill?
Ooh, so one of them is probably going to have to get a good idea for her. Maybe a little bit of drone action. Not quite sure if she's in a safe enough spot to be picked up right now anyway, though.
It seems like Maddie is trying to come here with the assist and clean it up and get her teammate back up. But Adri remains on the ground for now as these Wildcard Queens players circle around her. And that's Bully with the finish, giving Impala the kill. But there's Kato with the refrag on the C4. These Val camps doing their job. The IQ unable to spot it out before the C4 sensor going sky high.
Wow, and in all honesty, I'd say this is pretty even 3-3 right here, but Kitten Queens, to me, has a little bit more of the advantage, especially with Cass being hurt, but be that as it may, Maddie ends up going down at the hands of Mine, and it's quickly turned around in the favor of the Wildcard Queens 3-2 now.
With a minute left on the clock and in a 3v1 now, as I misspoke. Bully, Ellie goes down, shoots Mine, and it's a 2v1. 1v1, very winnable for Ellie. 40 seconds on the clock.
You got an idea where Bully is now.
She's top floor, holding this hatch. Drops. Ellie circling around in tellers, holding on that bomb chassis.
She got diffuser.
Bully with case. Will she go for this plant? She's on cam, spotted. Does Ellie have the read? Coming in close with the swing. Flashed out. Swinging for the kill. Out of ammo. Circles back. Ellie just holding a position close on this teller's door, waiting patiently. Bully, pistol out, swing there, gets the kill! Clutch denied! That's a very stunning round 2 that honestly should not have been that close. But Bully keeps it. Bully closes it out for her team.
Unbelievable. What a pistol swing. I had a pretty good idea. It pulled that pistol out. She had a pretty good idea as to where she was. And when that pistol came out, I feel like there was no way she was going to lose it. She had a pretty good idea where she was, like I said, just right there on the head. That's what you love to see. That's what makes every member of this Wildcard Queens team so dangerous. A lot of people talk about it's about your positioning. It's about how good you do in your aim training. It's about your headshots. even though it technically was about her headshot right then with the pistol, she had a pistol out. And then the Valkyrie had the MPX out. I mean, which would you have rather? You'd have rather the MPX, but it's about how good you are at the end of the day, and that was amazing to see from Bully.
She played that incredibly well under pressure, still getting spotted by this bulletproof cam, not being afraid to swing out on the angle and take the gunfight with her pistol. And we see Kid Queens clearly want that one back. They think, oh, we can do it better, running the same site back again.
See that?
I wonder what they'll do differently. They have the Aruni this time. Will that use Hill Burn prove useful?
It definitely could, especially with someone like Secret still being on the board on the Zofia. It could also end up maybe taking out some of Bully's flash grenades, but in all honesty, I don't think it's going to end up taking out anything on the side of mine or Cass specifically. I feel like it's probably going to shred something of maybe either Impala or Secrets, but only time will tell.
On paper, Wildcard have all the right utility to deal with the setup. They're bringing the IQ for this Vigil and Valkyrie. They have the nades. They have the burn with the flashbangs and the stuns on Sophia in order to get through to Rooney gates. They don't have any EMPs, but I assume they'll simply just nade anything off. If they're going for that Teller's wall, or if they're trying to open any of these muted jammers. And we see Anna walking in on this Vigil. Does she have the read?
Ooh.
No. A little bit of a shot, but a nice wall bang. Cleans up Adriella, and that should clear up offense for them. But no! Ellie with the re on the mine! And Bully with the re. These trade game looking so good for Wildcard Queens. Seeing if they can get top floor here. But Kato in 90. Will she be able to make a splash?
Possibility. We've seen Kato make flashes before. She's going to get one there on Secret. Somewhat evening the odds here. I still feel like it's a little bit into Wildcard Queens' favor. That's not that bad of a nitro cell, though, in all honesty. May have missed its mark on a player, but gave you a little bit of an opening to look through the floor. Valkyrie needing to stay really tucked here as Bully gets to work. A little bit of floor destruction here, hoping with a minute and 10 left to get at least a kill or two off of it.
Now that they have this top floor control, Wildcard Queens are trying to piece up together. It seems that they're going for this Tellers or this Soda window or this bathroom execute. Bully making all the vert, making sure that she can clear out a nice little chunk hold for them to drop and get a plant down. But Cass outside the Tellers window. I wonder what execute they're going for here. Typically in a default take, you would see the person with diffuser dropping this hatch and trying to plant on the half wall. But it seems like they're shifting their focus towards a more Teller-style execute, getting the single wall open and trying to tuck in for the plant. Does Kitten Queens have the read on what Wildcard are going for, or will they try and hold crosses on the wrong type of execute? We see Maddie tucked in, swinging this window. Very brazen of her, especially in her 26. And yep, Cass punishes that over-aggression perfectly into the 3v2.
Oh. Apollo taken out by Kato there. Kato on a double here. It's 2-2. Cass has no utility left, and Bully is down. It's a 1-2 now. You got to get Bully up. You've only got 7 seconds, though. It's either plant, pick your teammate up, or get the kill.
And Kato with these
Ellie
2 huge kills.
Whoa.
Kato got 2 absolutely massive kills in that round, and she is very much the round winner for that. Ellie able to clean it up in the end off the hatcher up. But that still looked dicey. Calpcat should not be swinging out like that onto Soda window with only 20 seconds left. I have to question some of the discipline on Kitten Queens, even though they were able to get the round out in the end.
That's very true. That's very true. You would have thought that maybe that was... I mean, I feel like that entire round was Wildcard Queens all the way until the very last, kill that Kitten Queens ended up getting to win them the round. So certainly a tough matchup if you are Wildcard Queens. You definitely feel like you may have met your match, so to speak. It's looking pretty good for Kitten Queens, even though that round was more Wildcard Queens than anything. But yeah, I think you're pretty I think you're feeling pretty comfortable if you're Kitten Queens, even though you didn't show as much aggression in that last round.
Going back to this armory bomb site, they won it pretty convincingly last time off of a monster ace from Ellie. But will that be able to be replicated, or will we be able to see some of these other players shine? They seem to be doing a pretty similar setup, except this time Maddie's on that Maestro, holding these long angles in armory with that ACS-12. 3 bubbles still in pocket. I I wonder where those are gonna go.
Certainly a question. 2 Fenrir's out already for Ellie as well. All the Legion mines except for 1. And all of the mute jammers. It's safe to say it's time to play the game, so to speak. All of the utility is out. Kitten Queens, and it's now all about where Wildcard Queens will be entering the building. Mine. Great zero cam. Unbelievable zero cam there. Gonna double down on it, get another one in there, and now we've got a pretty good idea as to where the half health Legion is sitting, and wouldn't you know it, the exact same spot as last time where the ace was gotten.
I'd say after getting an ace from there, I would want to play that spot again too. We see that Wildcard Queens are definitely going for this ace take very aggressively. Do they have a lurk though? Do they have an answer for this Legion other than just hopping into the same regions? There's no mute jammer left on this wall anymore, so Cass should be able to open it up. But as I say that, Kato picks off mine on an unsuccessful lurk. Bully killing that ace getter the last round, able to clear out the spot and get initial control of offense.
Oh, how do you not see him there, Bully?
But Adrian Fountain tucked on that corner, holding her angle for dear life. She could play massive spoilers here if Wildcard doesn't know.
And they don't.
Ooh, that's an unfortunate whiff. That SMG-12 takes some time, very difficult to use. Cass was able to punish her for not being able to get the kill.
Oh,
but what is
man.
this? Ellie with a massive 2-piece, only getting traded out, leaving Paula and Kato in the 1v1. C4 left. Impala does have this wall open. She does have the lead. She does have 2 flashbangs, but does she know where Kato is holding in this African position? Kato making sure, sitting still, quiet, waiting for an opportunity, waiting for a misstep where she can just peek and swing and get the kill. Impala has no clue. Kato repositioning, C4 out, and it's money. Big 1v1 from Kato here, being the round ender in a lot of these. Keeping it close, keeping it consistent for Kitten Queen. Even when her teammates fall around her, she is able to close these rounds out and get those numbers on the board.
Yeah, and that's the reason why I bring up this core 3 for Kitten Queens. There's a reason why these 3 specifically ended up being the ones to create the Kitten Queens roster out of their old roster. It's because all 3 of these women are game changers, in all honesty. Now, the old roster did finish 4th. Understandable. It's not where you want to finish at. Changes were needed. You end up swapping a few names out, and now you're looking, in all honesty, a little bit at least, better than you once did. You're really taking it to a top-tier team like Wildcard Queens right now.
A lot of these girls have been playing together for a really long time, even before this old Big Girls roster. Ellie and Ellie have been close friends with the rest of that Big Girls core for a very long time, so it's nice to see that they do have this chemistry and are on a team officially together, bringing it to a team like Wildcard Queens. But it's not like these Wildcard Queens are just people who didn't know each other either. These have been friends for a long time. Everyone is friends with everyone else on their team, and they've been playing together, having this chemistry, building their strat books out, seeing how can they make a splash in this women's team.
Very true. Wow.
Well, that's a splash, alright? Maybe not the kind that the Queens wanted. Or maybe it's a way to keep the morale up. Who knows? A sacrifice.
Sacrifice for the greater good to hopefully maybe let Wildcard Queens feel like they're getting back into it.
Looking at this lineup, 2 shields with the Blackbeard, Plaz, Capital. I think they're going to go for something quick in this window. And it seems like they're setting up for it. Do they know about this Goyo Kanto?
Ooh.
Do they have the answers? Doesn't seem like Kitten Queens is really well aware. 2 smokes on the door.
The triple smoke.
It passes through the main door. It passes through the main door, and now
planting.
Maddie's here getting cut off by this glass, but is she able to get the kill on the Cass, or does the diffuser? With 1 HP, she gets it down.
Wow.
Into the 4v3 post plant. Secret has vertical. Spots this Legion above, but it's the Blackbeard, so she can't just get pieced up. Maddie with a kill onto this Montu, cleaning her up, but mine has the re, and into this 3v2, it is looking more and more dire for Kitten Queens on this round. A successful rush for now, but will they be able to take the 2v3? Ellie!
She was trapped.
And just Legion left in the 1v3 against a Blackbeard. This feels absolutely awful if you're Ellie here. A beautiful rush and a great read.
Nothing she could have done there.
Pauses that momentum for Kitten Queens. Wildcard are able to get the round back on the tertiary site.
Maybe there was a reason for that. Maybe they sacrificed her, not necessarily just for a morale booster, but for the fact that they didn't feel as confident going into the attack on the tertiary side.
These Kafkans clearly did a lot of work on the cast too. She was at 20 health while that plant was going down, barely getting it down with enough health before she got traded out by Maddie. But that round is in the past now. We're back onto this Teller's bomb site, which looked good for most part, outside of a few questionable swings, but with
True.
Kato able to put together that ending. I wonder if they'll have more discipline or if they'll swing out even harder. Adri on this Warden, not running the Vigil like last time, but Ellie on the Oryx, she'll definitely be floating around, seeing what havoc she can wreak on the top floor, and what time she can waste before dropping back off onto this bomb site.
It's very true. You've got to love seeing the Oryx pick. Definitely not the most popular pick. Hasn't been for a while. But it's one of those I'm confident in my swing type operators. And if there's anyone who's going to be confident in their swing as of right now, it's going to be the person who has the ace. Yeah, that's for sure.
Impala on Sens. I wonder what Wildcard Queens are going for here. It doesn't seem like they're going for that quick of a take, though. Still trying to take this top floor with the Dokkaebi, with the Buck. Even the Deimos to make some of those entries a little easier, but I'm very curious to see how this execute util will be used, as Sens is not an operator we see very often in the metagame.
That is true. This is certainly a lineup that you would not have expected, to say the very least. Cass and Booley on ace and a Buck, respectively. Paula getting ready to sends through. And that's actually not a bad sends, especially for your teammate that's on the open window right there.
Hold on a second, Ace. I think they're about to go through this window off the Sens gadget. Oh, the first one's botched, but it's okay because the second one makes its way through. What will they do off of this, though? 3 people parked outside the seller's window, but no one hopping in yet. Do they know about Ellie in this corner?
Yep.
You can't just hop in this window when Ellie's in this corner. So how will they solve her? They know that they have office clear.
Oof.
Secret getting Maddie above. But you can see that Oryx go through, and Ellie with the down on the cast. That's Case on the ground. What's this? They're
Oh,
inside.
wow.
The trade's flurry of kills coming, favoring Kitten Queens in a 1v3 for Secret as mine is downed in Passport. This execute seeming a little bit haphazard. The util not quite where it needed to be. Will Secret be able to piece this together? Will she go for the clutch attempt, or will she take the time out to see what went wrong? She hops in, gets Ellie. Is the swing for the refrag there? No. Adrian Workshop is waiting for her opportunity to get this kill. Ellie's still upstairs, trying to find a way back down to his sister.
Now you know where she is.
No case in hand though. Secret has to go for these kills. She cannot simply try and plant. Still in the waiting room though. This Oryx now bottom square.
Ooh.
Do they have
You
the
hit
cross?
her too. Wow.
It doesn't matter. Adri is too good, able to take her one and finish out Secret, getting that round on the board for Kitten Queens with a definitive 4-2 half on their defense for what is otherwise considered a pretty balanced, if not attacker-favored map.
That is very true. That is very true. I liked what I saw out of Kitten Queens on the defense. They really held their angles, held strong. When it comes to Wildcard Queens, though, this is a team only second to Lycus Vampire when it comes to on the defense. This is one of the better defending teams on the women's scene right now, being Wildcard Queens. I'm excited to see what they could possibly end up cooking up, as we are right back where we started. We are on the Armory bomb site.
For this first defense, Secret bringing the Cade mine on Sentry with that shield and that C4. Only bringing 2 C4s in this lineup, with Cass also opting to bring the shield. Seems like there's a lot of this bulletproof util, having 2 shields, 4 barbed wire, and just holding it down. Impala most likely holding the CC position with her Bailiff and her MP5 with those long angles. However, Kitten Queens seem to have a pretty decent lineup for this, bringing the Gridlock, bringing the Lion, bringing the Dokkaebi. It seems that they're anticipating a much more roam-heavy strat, but Wildcard doesn't seem to be roaming as much, preferring to simply lurk on a little bit of those outside rooms and create these layers of defense while not having anyone be too far away.
Yeah, I mean, you said it best yourself. This is one of the better lurking-esque teams as of right now in the women's scene, and that's what they're best known for. They can roam every now and then. I mean, everyone's entitled to it. But as a team, Wildcard Queens have definitely been more of a sit-and-wait heavy type team, and it's brought them, somewhat success in all honesty, being one of the better defending teams in the women's scene right now. And you might end up being able to see it on display here.
Kato here knocking on top east, seeing what she can do about these feed holes and triple wall. But Anna piecing up Maddie on the other side of the map, able to get rid of that lion. They don't have this ability to freeze these operators anymore. They don't have those nades. That's a lot of really good utility lost, but how will they still be able to recover? Still playing in Troy, we have this Cade, her wall electrified. Do they have the answer for it? EMPs on Ellie have to hit their mark if they want to get this wall open and clear out this position.
Not quite sure if they'll have the chance to do that, though. I like where Kato is right here, though. I'm gonna say.
She's holding this radio window, but if she dies, that's all the hard breach gone. Anna with a second kill, too good in the CC position. We do not have the answers for Impala here. How will they clear this out, or will they simply try and ignore her and keep brute forcing this off this position? Kato hops in radio, gets C4. Secret had the answer. She had the read. Impala finally shut down by this Dokkaebi, but it's a 4v2. Is it too little, too late at this point?
Wall might be open a little wide for Ellie as she gets smoked off. Ellie coming in as well on the Dokkaebi, trying to force out anyone in that Nadian spot. There's no one there anymore.
Wildcard have all retreated back to site at this point. They have all four just sitting, holding their crosses, waiting for this aggression, not giving up a single inch.
That's what kind of team this is. 30 seconds left. They know where they need to go, and it's back in sight.
Ellie losing a ton of HP to this electricity, trying to make something happen, seeing if she can piece this smoke together through the wall. But Bully is just holding her angle. So many close encounters, but no cigar quite yet. How will Ellie and Elhi, the two girls with E in their name, piece this together?
15 seconds to go.
15 seconds left. No more smoke canisters. No more C4 from mine. It doesn't matter. Ellie beginning her ascent into the bomb site and ends up getting taken out by Bully. Cass cleaning up the other Ellie for a nice definitive win to cement Wildcard Queens' spot back in this match.
A great little round from Wildcard Queens. I think Impala being able to hold the CC position so well and get those two picks and just waste a ton of time clearly caused Kitten Queens to stall out on those attacks. They were unable to really make any progress on that Troy position on any of their easts, not having any lurk pressure or CC pressure to try and solve this defense. Now, going to the Bathroom Teller site, how will Wildcard hold this? They bring the Captain, bring the Fenrir, they bring the Legion. A very trap-heavy lineup. Now, traps have this added benefit of wasting time because it forces the attacker to think about their existence, to look for them. And with smoke, and with this castle, that is a lot of time burned on the side of Wildcard Queens. So Kitten Queens already showing in their first attack that they have an issue with stalling out when things don't go according to plan. Will they be able to solve out this attack, or will they stall out like last time?
That's very true. Kitten Queens is more of a we have a strategy and we need to do it now. Not necessarily a rush, but certainly we tend to fizzle out every now and then, especially toward the back half of our attacks. We saw that right then. I've seen this countless times with, of course, the old roster and whatnot. This is a new roster. They've definitely proven me wrong already. But Wildcard Queens is just too clean with it, too smooth with it on the defense. I mean, I don't call them one of the best defending teams in the women's scene for no reason. They've definitely been known to prove their worth, so to speak, on the defense. This is where they get a lot of their stars shining, so to speak. Paula on the castle. You're seeing Cass on the Fenrir. Certainly a flex pick for her. Mine on the Legion. I mean, this is just typical Wildcard Queen stuff on their defense here.
Kitten Queens have brought a pretty seemingly balanced operator roster for this. Doesn't seem like they're going for anything quick. Having the Dokkaebi just for being able to get rid of these cameras for the roam clear. Adri on the Ash, pretty much a comfort pick. Ellie on the Flores to clear out this util. Speaking of Adri, she is knocking on this passport door, trying to clear out this player in bottom square on her own. Doesn't
Trying
seem
to
like
move
she has.
mine.
It seems like she has a drone though. She's clearly working on info on this Legion on mine. But the rest of her team is working together on this top floor, and Adri will go and join them.
See, now they have eyes on mine, though. They've got a pretty good idea as to what ended up happening with her, especially with Adri repicking here. She's going to be able to tell the rest of the team that she moved out of the way, moved back over toward the back corner there. Definitely not as once in the open as she was.
That
And
being
that's
said,
valuable information to have.
with only a minute 15 left on the round and no real top floor control game, Secret still in this corner, Bully still in Africa, they have not taken that much space. So I wonder, how is Kitten Queens expecting to be able to attack this when so many people are still left up? And that'll
Yep.
make it even harder with, even though mine goes down here, Bully's able to get the refrag top floor into Kato, and that is cased down in Armory with 50 seconds left. That is a huge amount of time about to be wasted. Secret dropping off, just creating
They
this
don't have any
phantom
eyes on it,
pressure.
though.
They don't know that Armory is clear right now. They have so much phantom pressure, but Ellie, able to piece together Cass. What is happening on this office side of the map? How are these people
Interesting.
dropping like flies around the site? 30 seconds left. Will they be able to recover Case? Flores drone seemingly getting nothing but some really good intel. Adri in the site, hopped through,
Ooh,
downed and
through the
dead.
feed
by
holes.
Adri. Ellie, so good in these past rounds on a triple. 2 left. Will she be able to get this ace? Still no case in hand. 10 seconds left. And just as I say that, Maddie picks it up. And Ellie's able to get the quad on the Secret. One more to be found. Bully and Customs. Do they have the read? Is Bully able to finish this? Plant going down.
planting.
Triple O. Bully swinging bathroom. Toiling. Trying to make something work. Swinging into workshop. He's together with
Ace!
another
The
ace.
double ace! Unbelievable!
Ellie is too good getting these rounds for Kitten Queens, even when all seems lost. Piecing together these picks and seemingly pulling the round out of nowhere.
Literally out of nowhere. If you would have asked me 20 seconds ago who's winning this round, I would have told you it's probably going to be Wildcard Queens. But you can never count the Kitten Queens out. They know how good Wildcard Queens are on the defense, and they work around it. They're doing so good at time management. Like, they might, seem to start stalling out toward the back half of their attacks, but if they've still got their shooters up and at least a little bit of intel, there's basically nothing stopping them right now. A very, very convincing 5-3 right now. Wildcard Queens are definitely on the rope.
On the flip side of that, though, I have to question, what are these time stall operators doing on the side of Wildcard Queens? We saw that they were stalling out hard. You dropped Case in Armory. They had 10 seconds left. Secret had Smoke Babes left. Why isn't this hatch drop being planned for? They only can really go bathroom and tellers. We have the feed holes for it, so what is stopping us from winning that round? Why are we allowing Ellie to get this monster ace and kill us all in the site? Running it back, clearly seeing that there was a mistake here. Can they run the last round and actually bring it back?
I mean, anything's possible. Wildcard Queens are on the ropes, but you can never, ever, ever count them out. You just gotta, I feel like you gotta be more careful with the utility that you end up using, like Secret. She might not have felt confident enough. She also, I don't think, was in the right place for it. It's all about positioning, especially when you're on the bottom border site. I feel like it's one of the most, you have to be in the right place at the right time type sites on this map specifically. And when it comes to the Kitten Queens attack here, they're looking to ramp it up. They must have heard about us saying that they stall out toward the end, but it doesn't matter!
Cass with a crazy headshot onto the Blackbeard!
Oh, she stops my yapping very quickly. Oh, well, never mind then. Cass, the pub stomper herself.
She's the Blackbeard Whisperer, somehow able to piece together these Blackbeard kills even when they seem absolutely impossible. And I was going to make a point about how this Blackbeard rework has created an operator that is very difficult to clear, but Cass just proves me wrong, capping her
every
beam.
time.
This is a one-shot headshot game. Just shoot them in the head, lol.
That's true, and that's exactly what she did. She did it perfectly there. Tough to see mine come off the board, and as well as Cass now being downed by Ellie. 17 kills, by the way. Oh, kill update. I love to do this when I'm casting. She has 17 right now.
Cass is back up, though.
What?
Ooh, Kato.
Oh, my lord.
Kato almost whiffing that, but she's able to piece it together in the end. We still have 2 people on this top floor armory. Does Kitten Queens know about it?
Oh.
That's an interesting swing from Kato with the case there, just taking one. And Bully with 2 huge kills through the wall. Incredible! She's bringing the Brown back, and it's a 3v2 for Wildcard Queens again.
Bully is dangerous.
No hard breach, no calls on the side of no compete. 3 tracks still in pocket. What will Kitten Queens do in this 2v3? Bully on
3
1
smokes.
HP.
3 smokes for secret.
50 seconds left. They are getting this case. They know that top floor should be cleared off as Wildcard have retreated to their spots and crosses. Secret playing this customs position. Curious to see her playing here. Bully was playing here last time.
Secret should definitely be a little bit closer to the diffuser, but it doesn't matter anymore now. Ellie has it.
They still have this 3v2 here. And with 30 seconds left, 3 smoke nades still in pocket. They're looking to go for this bathroom med shop. Does Secret have the smoke nades for it? All the way in custom? I don't think she does.
She's gonna have
what
to
will
come
be
back
their
fast.
answer? Ellie drops the hatch. Will she
plant.
attempting to plant? Ellie holding from top floor here. Has this angle through the wall.
Oh, she hit her with it. Losing health is Ellie.
Swinging
The
close
plant
on
went
this
down
rotate
anyway.
hole. Castle trying to swing low on this rotate hole. Ellie on 1 HP. Proning here. Smoke just a little bit lower. You have her.
You never expect it. You never expect the prone.
And she's down.
Oh.
Ellie almost has a refrag. 2 girls on 1 HP. Ellie also down. Does she have it? No!
Oh!
Bully! Ellie with the
It's
kill
up
on the
to Bully.
tracks.
Wow.
And Bully is the MVP of that round, able to piece together 3. Bringing back what seemed a really dire top floor here. Nice 2 and getting the final on girl on the hatch. Even after
Wouldn't
that
it be
track
anyone
skill.
but her? After the track skill, you're right.
It was
I mean,
scary.
oh.
They were all on 1 HP. I was scared.
As everyone on 1 HP, what a round. I mean, it shows how close these 2 teams really are. You know, we were talking so heavy about Wildcard Queens. You know, they're on the ropes. They're down in the dumps. You put Bully on Ella and let her cook. Unbelievable.
Going into this 4th round of defense for Wildcard Queens, we go back to the Toppler site. They won it the first time, so it's unlocked again. It seems to be running a pretty similar setup. Mine on the Jaeger instead of the Sentry this time, trying to assist with that util burn, see if she can catch some of these nades, make sure that those bulletproofs and those Fenrir mines stay up. Bully's still on the smoke. We saw Secret play this last time, but Bully confronted the SMG-11, Cass confronted the SMG-11, Secret confronted the SMG-11. None of these girls are bad with any of these guns and operators.
Yeah, look at who mine's on. I'll bring it up in the bans for a reason. Mine pulling out her secret weapon in Jaeger. I don't think I've ever seen a... I'm just going to say player. It literally could be man or woman. I don't think I've ever seen a player be so proficient on a operator as mine is on Jaeger. You can call that whatever you want to call it, but I've been watching her long enough now to know she's one of the best in the game, and this just seems to be her operator. I'm excited to see what she might be able to pull out here.
Kitten Queen's trying to clear out the CC position, having this having the Deimos to try and track the dock, using the Flores drones for this information. Finding out what exactly is free. There's nobody on the side of Wildcard playing in this break room, so they should be able to get it for free. But Impala and Security will try and see what she has to say about that. Do Kitten
No mute
Queens
jammer either.
Do Kitten Queens have the read on this CC position? Impala falling off, letting them have it. No, she's still on this position, playing in the box. Excuse me.
Oh, that Cass Fenrir's outside. That's why.
They're floating around. It seems to be, even though there's only Impala here, they do have the nades for it, but they do have flashes on Kato and Maddie, but it seems like they're still stalling out on this clear. Can they solve Impala in this spot, playing on that reinforced hatch?
They've got everything on her, but it's all about, can you clear her?
Cass has the read on these break room, on these head holes in armory to hold the walk up from balcony, so it's much harder to clear out Impala from the spot than it looks. And that's how I say that. Mine gets the kill on the break room door.
Ooh,
These crosses are so good from Wildcard Queens, having these long angles. Mine with 2 with the Jaeger, and these are surely long angles. That gun kicks. Very impressive 2-piece from Mine showing, killing the Stamos
one
and
but her.
Ash. That entry duo thwarted in their tracks by the Jaeger.
Straight through the wall. Hello.
Ooh, a small pick, but Impala is that doc after all. She's able to heal all the way back up as if it never happened. And Kitten Queen's clearly stalling out here again. The Deimos and the Ash both gone. Who will entry for this team? Who will step up and take this space now that your 2 main entry ops are gone? Impala is still just floating around the CC effortlessly, playing off the
Gotta be
cross of
Kato.
mine. Kato has to walk
Kato.
up this 9-day, creeping slowly, softly. Can she make this work?
Maddie goes down.
Kato with the kill on the secret, clearing out that Troy position, but Maddie is down. Yes, as he said.
It had to be. I was saying that it had to be Kato. Maddie is down. Kato ends up getting a kill. Kato ends up getting another one, but instantly read by Cass. 3-1.
7, 6 seconds, 5 seconds. This is looking nigh unwinnable for Kitten Queens, as Ellie tries to swing out for Bully. Doesn't even get the kill. She doesn't have the read that Bully is tucked close in archives.
Bully got the down, which meant that Bully got the double to bring Wildcard Queens back. And just like that, it was 5-3, and now it's 5-5.
I wonder if Kitten Queens will take this time out, having lost those 2 rounds in a row in pretty convincing fashion, not being able to make those openings. But let's see how this tertiary site goes with Wildcard Queens going to Vent's workshop. Will they be able to? This site is a one that is very much defined by vertical play. Can you stall out the top floor clear from Kitten Queens? Or will you be able to hold it and deny plant from above? I'm curious to see how Wildcard Queens will be able to hold this map. Bring the Goyo for that time stall, bringing the Warden to try and deny that site execute util. Having the Capcan just create this extra pressure and hopefully maybe get a cheeky pick on a doorway.
In my opinion, if you throw Paula up there with a Mine ADS and a Cass Goyo canister, there's not going to be much that you're going to be able to stop.
Impala's sort of the monarch of being able to take these power positions where you just have to survive and maybe get a pick or 2.
And that's exactly. Look at what I said. Look at what I said. 1 Jaeger ADS, 1 singular Goyo canister. Paula up there by herself. There's not much that Paula won't be able to beat. In all honesty, she's definitely in a power position, like you said, the queen of taking them.
Playing with Bully on this top floor, those 2 are going to try and hold this on their lonesome. And we saw that in the CC round where Wildcard Queens had this ability to take these power positions, just hold on to them. Force Kitten Queens to stall out and actually have to problem solve, not giving up the pick. And Bully, as I say that, proving me wrong, just getting caught.
She got caught looking at a Brava drone. Got swung off of it.
I want to fault her, but I can't lie, I've been there. Those Brava drones are very enticing. Ooh, Adrioma shooting out her own camera though. Sometimes it's hard, but all alone decides to drop off, and I think that's a wise decision, even though it is so early. Only a minute wasted on the top floor.
She's already lost a teammate.
But it's even harder there if you're just staying up there alone. If she gets pieced together, having that 5v3 is so difficult. And with the C4 in hand, she might be able to make something happen on this.
Oh, she definitely can. You've got to pay attention to Kato here. Kato still thinks it's Paula versus the world up there.
I have to question some of this Kitten Queen's roster with Kato doing a lot of these solo lurks with Case on the hard breach. She is currently taking armory on her lonesome, and I didn't see anyone helping her drone, so let's say Impala did stay there and maybe rat and half all. That would have been Case down or a freebie.
That would have been Case down, yep.
Secret getting Adri off on alert, able to cut her down in server room. I think that was through the vert, if anything. What a great kill here, and it's a 4v4, 3 smoke sites, still left in pocket, hatch still closed, minute on the clock. These Goyo cans are still up. Kitten Queens did not bring a lot of great util for this vert clear, only having the 2 super shorties on Ellie and Maddie. Will they be able to piece this together? Kato popping the Goyo can, but once again, it just doesn't seem like they have the right util to play this. Using these
Like they're
Hibana
stalling a
pellets,
little bit, yeah.
they're starting out hard using Hibana pellets on the vertical. They have absolutely nothing to create this vert quickly and actually get the
40
control they
seconds.
need. But Ellie is in this bathroom position, knocking on site door. 30 seconds left.
Oh.
Cuts out Impala on the lurk. No knowledge on where she is. Still in customs, Cass, will she be able to play spoiler, or is she just off on an island, unable to help her team? Kato dropping into sight with this case. 4v3. 20 seconds
20
left.
seconds. Look at that.
Great smoke nade from Secret. Unfortunate whip from Kato gives them a chance, but in the 2v4. 1v4
man.
now. Can they pull it out? Secret's in a really bad position here, but she has a smoke nade. Oh, and an unfortunate swing. Ellie able to clean it up. Kitten Queen's pulling these rounds out like it's nothing, even when all looks dire. Proving me wrong, showing that even when that time gets low, they're able to push on site and take their picks. Show just exactly why they are able to have this chemistry, keeping their cool with 5 seconds, 10 seconds left on the clock, holding that F, making sure that they can get those final kills and close out these rounds.
I will say though, in all honesty, like Kitten Queens have been showing it and proving it as of right now, from what I can tell, from what I've seen. But if it hasn't been for that Dokkaebi, where would they be at in this? I feel like they would probably be down 5-4, maybe even 6-4 right now. Like, you want to talk about a true game changer? Like,
Talk about
just
Ellie's
20
20 and 7 in the
kills.
fervor.
That's what I was talking
2
about.
aces.
She has 20 kills and 2 aces. Like, what are we even doing? Kitten Queens have their new ace, in my opinion. You talk about mine being the ace for Wildcard Queens. You talk about you talk about it was Melee basket case for this old Kitten Queens roster, and now I mean 2 aces and 20 kills. I mean, if it wasn't for her, I feel like Wildcard Queens would have probably been pretty close to packing this up right now already.
While we're comparing these kill diffs, we can look at the side of Wildcard. It's a pretty even spread across the map. Bully on 11, Mine and Secret both on 8, Cass and Impala on 6. Like, no one here is truly underperforming. They all are doing the rule. If we compare that to Kitten Queen, Adri 2 and 9, she's usually such a consistent player. But I have to wonder, if Adri was having a little bit better of a game, would this be 6-5 or would they have already closed it out by now?
That's true. That is true.
So we have to
something
see.
You see from Adri usually.
Mine sitting in this break room, Kato poking her drone in. Does she know about this break room position? Mine tucked on the fridge. It seems like it's going to be a Mistra. Do they know about mine as Adri is sitting in this corner, waiting to hop in break room? It doesn't.
Buzzed right past her.
Mine
She buzzed
with a
right
one tap
past
on
her
the
with
Ellie.
it. Wow.
Beautiful kill. Cass still sitting close on this radio window, not radio window, top east door, seeing if she can get a cheeky kill here. They're just, Wildcard Queens are just poking at it. This info not good enough, but it seems like they have a ping on Cass. They know. And Adri getting the down onto Cassiopeia, able to get that kill. Huge from her. I called her out earlier in this round, and I'd like to see that she's on this mailbox position, getting that cut. Clearing Cass out. Ellie on to Bully, 4v3 into the site, minute 30 left on the clock. Slowly getting this top floor control, and another kill for Ellie. It's a 4v2. Looking really good. Kitten Queen should be able to close it out here. How will Wildcard Queens do? That's a great start for Wildcard if they want to bring back this round. Secret piecing off Kato on the top floor. That is case down top metal. How are we letting this happen, Kitten Queens? You still have the 3v2. You still have this Grim Util. One flash left. Should have drones also be able to find out these positions. Still looking really good.
Secret on Valkyrie. It's Secret on Valkyrie, and it's mine on Jaeger. I mean, what else could you possibly do against them? You now know where the case is. Yeah, you know where the case is. Mine's in bathroom as power positions. It's their piece de resistance. It's what they do the best.
Kitten Queens are going for this East take, but it doesn't seem like they have the wall open. How are they trying to get into sight here? Oh, there's a rotate hole.
Oh.
Wait, case is top floor. And it's a 2v2. Kitten Queens, you lost case upstairs. 30 seconds left.
That's what I'm saying.
Sight.
They know where it is.
You have sight, but what good is it? Maddie is in the perfect plant spot, but without a diffuser, what does it matter? 25 seconds left. Secret up top with case holding it.
Swinger be
Mine able to get 2. What a throw! It was a 4v2 in the round, and now we're going to overtime. Should have closed the round out here. How are we letting this happen, Kitten Queens?
It's mine. The aura of mine on Jaeger is too strong. They knew where the case was, and they were like, "I'd rather Shaller. Nah, I'd win." Type stuff
I
right
also
there.
wonder why they even
Unbelievable.
went for this bottom square position. They had all the control they
No
needed for
idea.
a pretty typical bathroom take, but instead they tried to go bottom square. They didn't even have case for it.
Wow.
And now it's a 6-6 overtime half. Kitten Queen's on defense, which seems to be the better half for them. Will they be able to win this out, or will Wildcard Queen show them just how to attack this map and win these sites? Because Kitten
You
Queens
never
have been
know.
making a
Like,
lot of
wow.
very egregious mistakes being saved by these star players of Kato and Elhi. But will they be enough? Will these other players be able to sort of be a little louder in the server and bring together the round? Or will Wildcard keep punishing these mistakes from Kitten Queens
I mean,
and
look at it
prove their
like this.
dominance?
You said it yourself. It's all split and even down the middle for Wildcard Queens when it comes to the kills, and then you look at Kitten Queens. Adri is having somewhat of an off day, probably, or at least an off match. Maddie only having 5. Not something you see out of her usually at all. And then, Kato has been prone to go off every now and then.
But that's not her role. That's not what she's supposed to be doing. She's this
Exactly.
back line.
That's the difference.
On the defense, though, Kato has been incredible on the back line, able to piece together and pull out rounds and be that consistent force, getting those 1 or 2 picks that they need to deny these pushes. But how consistent is that? Will she be able to keep doing it? Huh, no one in Troy this time. Mine able to take that for free. Curious to see that Ellie isn't even playing there, instead opting to play in this 9th position. Oh, she's back in security now. She's playing in CC. They don't even have anything for offices. Are they seriously just giving Wildcard this east side for free?
This is so curious. You don't
Prove me
usually do
wrong.
that.
Kato able to get the 1 onto Impala, punishing a little bit of
Cass.
over-aggression on that swing. And now
Cass
Kato's the
getting that
one
wall
playing
up.
What a position from Kato here. Right
What
off
was
angle by
Kato
Bula.
doing there?
I have to question
Bully
decision
right behind her. Yeah.
There's no one in Troy either. Like, you have such a good power spot right there
I
on
think
that
they know
wall.
that now, yeah.
Mute Jammer's off, so they're able to open it up, still having to use this hard breach util, and there's no hard breach left outside of mine with this can open. So I wonder how they'll get this radio wall open, especially with that
We're
Goyo
reinforcing.
popping. Oh shit! Ellie with the kill, but Cass has a great trade onto Maddie. 3v3 in the wall. 3v3 into the round. Cass on 1 HP, case in hand, no hard breach left. Mine still has
Watch
his stand
secret.
openers.
Watch
Ken
secret.
gets kill. Oh!
Never
that
mind.
siege
Never
timing.
mind.
Ellie
Love you,
being
secret,
the
but
star.
that was bad.
Ellie very
Woo.
much a star in this game. 24 kills into the 3v2.
Wow.
Cass on 1 HP having to walk up. Can't even walk this barbed wire without getting chopped.
Cass has case.
Her legs getting shredded by the metal. But she's in sight now, on this Fenrir mine.
Oof.
What a swing from Ellie! Mine able to get that to 3.
It's all about watching crosses right here.
They have to get this case down, or they have to go and piece together these kills. 45 seconds left on the clock. What intel do they have? Ellie sticking her nose in radio window. Can she get the kill? It doesn't even matter. Cass is in archives right now.
Oh!
Mine hopped in on the window, getting the kill.
Cass
Cass
is
putting
planting.
case down. Ellie versus Mine while this case goes down. And case is
She got
down.
it. Oh,
Oh, but that's Cass down on the game.
she doesn't
Do they
know she's
Mine
behind her.
is? Mine is on this
Mine's
radio
over there.
window.
Yep, mine knows it now.
Will Ellie go for this long arm on the case, or will she try and get it? Tapping the
She's
case.
faking it.
They have info on her. And where is she
Pros
going?
don't fake.
25 seconds, she's out
Why
of the
are
map.
you running away?
That's a round for Wildcard Queens here, as
She's
Ellie's trying
running
to walk up.
away.
I think she had that info that there were bottom case, and that's a
Oh
3v4.
man.
That's
Wow.
too free.
It was the info,
3v2,
you're right.
absolute thrown on this round.
Unbelievable.
How do you let them get away with planting concrete like that? You have the head holes, you have the clear, you should have the info on it. Ellie, what are you doing swinging AC like that? We need to
That's
have
not
better
what you
win
wanna
cons in
see.
this round. We need to have
Wow.
better plans for these plants. You have the 3v2, you have the info, you know that they are on this AC window planting concrete. It's not hard to deny that plant, so I have to question. No timeout being taken here from Kitten Queens. They've been throwing a lot of these rounds in really unconvincing fashion. Even the rounds they're winning seem to be off hero plays. I question
Yeah.
not taking this timeout, not using this opportunity to breathe and talk it over C. Why are we losing?
You've got one of the best gunners in the league watching your cross. I'm not quite sure if I agree with the swing, as you said. That mine ended up being able to get that very easy and free kill, and then it was just bad info. I think you said it perfectly when you were describing what ended up happening. Bad info. She decided to take a trip around the world, only to come back and find out that mine was sitting on top of the diffuser.
Kato getting that pre-place into CC. Will she be able to clear this position out? We know last time Impala was just sitting on that box by so much time, even get a few picks, completely stalling out the game attack. What will they do something differently, or will they stall out again, unable to get the end of this round? They're running a pretty similar lineup as to all of their other rounds, having this gridlock, having the Digby, having this Grim.
Somewhat similar. You are correct. Kato being on the aces, in my opinion, a little different. Standard stuff as of right now, though, especially on the attack. They're going to have to try their hardest to ramp it up toward the end instead of stalling out, because that might be what ends up losing them this match.
Ellie out here with the Flores drone, trying to get some info onto this CC position to find out what's being held. Cass playing this half wall as she always does, clearly very comfortable in the spot.
Nice
Holding
Flores drone.
those head holes. We have the info here that Impala is on this angle, but what will they do on these head holes?
Nothing, apparently. Letting Paula and mine sit there for free as of right now.
A minute gone off the clock. 2 drones. No Impala's here. You guys have already droned her. Kato with a huge kill, able to clear this out.
Kill.
I was complimenting Impala earlier on their ability to just stay in a position and waste time, but that was a bit of a overswing there, it seems. Getting her head.
Mine got the re, though. Mine got the re onto Adri, and it's 4-4 again.
Fully able to get onto Ellie. This is their star player gone, but Kato able to get the kill on the mine. That's a crazy shot. Kato does not want to lose this game, it seems. Into the 3v3. Challenging these head holes. Cass on the other side of them. Tucking off the wall. Slams Kato off that angle. Let her know who the queen of that angle is. 3v2 for Wildcard Queen. We saw Kitten Queens on this last time, and they were able to throw this round. Will Wildcard be able to show them how to win the 3v2 on Armory? Or will they also fall like their enemies?
Maddie continuing to get electrocuted. Cass still had that spin rear mine outside. Now she's got a pretty good idea as to where she is, and she's right back where she was now. You gotta watch out for her. Playing a little bit of pop goes the weasel here. Pop goes the Cass, and pop goes her head. Maddie, 2-2. Now it's 2-1 Bully, and it's looking pretty good if you're Wildcard Queens. It's all up to Maddie now. Maddie on the gridlock. One gridlock track left in her back pocket. She's got a little bit of info, having a pretty good idea someone is over towards Fountain on the other side of that wall there. She might know it, she might not. She's also looking at her middle cross right there. Not necessarily knowing where Bully is. Bully is the one with the 2 smoke canisters left. You've got to be careful. The barbed wire gave away your position. Bully, smoke canister going off, making her have to back up. Maddie, wow. What a kill onto Bully, and it's a 1-1.
But
and it's a clutch.
The map.
Wow.
That's the map for Secret. Able to stay alive in that final second. Almost able to piece it out, but just a little too late.
Oh,
Half a second more on that clock. Maddie might be able to pull it out. But that's Wildcard Queens, and what was honestly a pretty convincing game.
Yeah.
These rounds from Kitten Queens, lots of mistakes being made, and Wildcard Queens able to absolutely punish them out in these rounds, but we saw they were able to punish them hard in the end. Those mistakes just piling up on the side of Kitten. And even though there was some hero efforts from Kato and Ellie, it just wasn't enough at the end of the day to pull them over the line.
Yeah, I mean, mine being on the Jaeger, what unbelievable from Bully there at the end. It's exactly what you want to see if you're Wildcard Queens, and if you're a Wildcard Queens fan, you're going to want to stick around. We're going to a quick break here, and we'll be back with another best of one. This time it'll be live. Stick with us.
Blame it on me. You're just too scared to be lonely. No one's safe from the reaper. Not a saint nor a sinner. Rage under my skin, slowly descend into madness. Let it spread like a virus. Be a friend with the violence. Help, there's blood on my hands. Somebody save me from myself. I'm off of the meds and it might get hideous. Why so serious? Run for your life, cause it might get hideous. Why so serious? Change, can you swear some? Never mind, I forgot where I came from. Like wolves in the darkness, we've adapted to blindness. Fall asleep with the sirens out. There's blood on my hands. Somebody save me from myself. I'm off of the meds and it might get hideous. Why so serious? Run for your life, cause it might get hideous. Why so serious? Run for your life, cause it might get hideous. Why so serious? Blame it on me. You're just too scared to be lonely. No one's safe from the reaper. Not a saint nor a sinner. Rage under my skin, slowly descend into madness. Let it spread like a virus. Be a friend with the violence. Help, there's blood on my hands. Somebody save me from myself. I'm off of the meds and it might get hideous. Why so serious? Run for your life, cause it might get hideous. Why so serious? Change, can you swear some? Never mind, I forgot where I came from. Like wolves in the darkness, we've adapted to blindness. Fall asleep with the sirens out. There's blood on my hands. Somebody save me from myself. I'm off of the meds and it might get hideous. Why so serious? Run for your life, cause it might get hideous. Why so serious? Run for your life, cause it might get hideous. Why so serious? Blame it on me. You're just too scared to be lonely. No one's safe from the reaper. Not a saint nor a sinner. Rage under my skin, slowly descend into madness. Let it spread like a virus. Be a friend with the violence. Help.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Hope you got a little bit of a snack. Hope you're ready to go as we're getting a double dose of Kitten Queens as they're getting ready to go against the TSG girls here in our second matchup of the day. We've got another one in store as we're getting ready to take a look at the rosters really quick.
It'll be this Kitten Queens roster like we saw last time versus the TSG. Yep, Adri, Natalie, Key, Ellie, and Ellie. So last game we saw Maddie. Now this time Natalie is subbing in for the Kitten Queens roster. They had a pretty close loss last night against Wildcard Queens, and now in this lower bracket are going against the TSG girls, who suffered a loss earlier in the round to Lycus Vampire last week.
Yeah, and one distinct difference here in the TSG girls, you're seeing Hestia, you're seeing Yumiko, you're seeing Bloppy. But one thing I can say, Nadia, emergency sub for today's game for TSG girls. Me and Nadia go way back. She is a true gunner, and she's hoping to be a difference maker for this TSG girls roster today as we slide right on into our map bans for this match.
There's also an interesting parallel with the TSG girls having a 4/5 EU roster while the Kitten Queens have a 4/5 NA roster. So we'll see how much server difference and ping make a splash in this map. Going to Clubhouse, a very default map, TSG banning out Border, even though Kitten Queens had just lost it to Wildcard a few days prior. Clearly seeing something on that map that they just didn't want to take Kitten Queens to, even despite that close loss.
That's very true. Clubhouse being the pick here, it's nothing new for either of these teams from what I can remember about the old TSG girls. And then when it comes to the old and the new Kitten Queens, nothing out of the ordinary for this Kitten Queens team on Clubhouse, I would say. It's a very standard map, and both of these teams are looking to avenge previous losses here today as they go head-to-head Kitten Queens TSG girls here on Clubhouse.
Talking of the losses, we need to compare them, right? TSG had a monstrous, getting 7-0 mollywopped by Lycus. It was not a close game. It was not even really that competitive and all that. But to be fair, yes, it is Lycus. These are the winners of Harmony. And even though they've had a bit of a roster move since then, taking out Skylar for Shrimp is by no means a downgrade.
Exactly.
So the TSG getting 7-0, but they're also getting 7-0 by the current reigning best women's team in the scene. Kitten Queens, however, going 6-8 against those who were in second place. So clearly showing that they're competitive, but not having gone against a team like Lycus, we don't know how they would stack up against the current champs of Harmony. So
so here's the question though: with Kitten Queens, how many rounds when it comes to TSG girls? How many rounds are TSG girls taking off Kitten Queens? If they didn't get a single one on Lycus?
I think part of that narrative is there, but also Kitten Queens, it's a morning game. Last game was played super late at night. People were tired. Ellie is an EU player. She was probably up until 3, 4 a.m. her time. Compared to now, it's bright and early, 11 a.m. East Coast. So I hope these girls are a little more refreshed. They're a little more awake, feeling more invigorated to play some Siege.
Play some R6. Competitive R6.
Yeah. Currently waiting in to get on the map, but we should be in soon. I wonder, have they learned from this last map? I was talking to Ladriella a little bit behind the scenes after it, and she seemed pretty disappointed with their performance, so I wonder if they have the answers this time, if they know how to have a little more restraint while also being able to play for those crosses and win cons, not just exposing themselves to give off picks like they were on Border. Clubhouse is another one of those maps where there are a lot of angles to be wary of. You can get cut off in ways that you weren't anticipating. But it's also a map that has been in the pool forever. Everyone knows how to play Clubhouse. So if Kitten Queens are on their A game, they should be able to know how to not get cut, how to not just get caught off guard by these angles the way that they were on Border.
Yeah, I think when you look at it for the side of Kitten Queens and TSG girls both, they had what some might call a wake-up call, but more of like a learning experience is what I would say when going against the two best teams, in my personal opinion, in the women's scene right now. The time for talk is now over, though. You know, you got one team that didn't win a single one on the best team, and then you've got the other team that won 6 on the second best team. So it's all up to these 10 girls to prove why they belong in the women's scene.
Getting Queens, TSG girls actually with the first ban, getting rid of this Blackbeard. They don't want to go against this shield operator entry sort of master all on their own. Blackbeard a pretty common ban throughout competitive in T3 in the women's scene. Just truly a force of an operator. Kitten Queens banning out the Deimos. That's very interesting. On border, they seem to play in favor a lot of the Deimos, so I'm wondering what the thought process behind this Deimos ban is. But let's see how it works out for them.
That's true. I mean, and if you're TSG girls, you saw what happened on the Blackbeard. Kitten Queens might not have been able to take too much exceptional advantage of the Blackbeard, but in all honesty, it doesn't matter if you're going against Kitten Queens or not. Blackbeard being the first ban is no surprise at all. And same goes for Valkyrie being the first defensive ban. No surprise at all on a map like Clubhouse that you would want to take the Valkyrie off the board. And Mira finally rounding out the defensive bans. Mira is a very, very standard ban on Clubhouse. It's really, now it's time to see how these two teams stack up against each other.
Banning the Valkyrie actually makes a lot of sense here for Kitten Queens. On that border game we saw just previously, that Valkyrie was able to get them so much intel and deny their attack so well. And I think Kitten Queens have learned from that, and they just don't want to be getting spotted by these camps. Because also, the other thing with Valk is that you don't know where you're getting spotted if you're against a good Valk. They'll be able to just soft ping you, and you won't know that they have perfect intel on you, even when you're pushing against them. So I really like the Valk ban here for Kitten Queens.
That's a very good point. As we roll right on into our first bomb site, it would be none other than Church being the bomb site, as we did just see a little bit of insight here. 250 ping on, I can't remember who it was on the TSG girls, so you weren't wrong when you said how much is ping actually going to play a factor.
LA bringing the cage here, seeming to want to do the cage trick. There is no tuber out on the board, so they aren't going for the full hatch denial, but Natalie here, floating around pool table with this Legion. She's going to be their only roamer. The other people have 4 on site. How will TSG go for this bunker hole? Do they have the right utility in order to be able to clear out the spots? Or will they falter on these crosses?
Only time will tell. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the round. Hestia doing her due diligence along with Floppy, trying to get these defaults out of the way. We've seen Brava in that last match and in this one as of right now so far be a very, very important piece of the attacking side. Bloppy ends up getting taken out by Adri, who's sitting comfortable in blue right now. Nadia, watch her float. Going straight through bar right now.
For a hold like this, where it is 5 people on site doing this bunker style, the util play from TSG is so important, because utility is how you unseat these crosses. Getting that Bravo drone, not being able to get that BP off the oil pit is absolutely massive for Kitten Queens. Natalie over here poking up, punished on the aggression.
Yumiko.
I have to question her decision making there. She doesn't need to take this aggression. And clearly the idea is we are doing this util same, we're holding it.
Oh, K-Trick misses.
Oh, that's unfortunate for Melly. Really good round looking from TSG here, having the opening pick, having this Burt, getting
Look
another
Floppy.
pick onto this Malusi. They are able to create this pressure around the site, and with a site like Basement, it is so important that you're able to actually play for the XQ, play for these crosses.
Oh.
So why is Bloppy pushing main alone? Ellie getting 2!
Oh my lord.
Is she on for an ace for round 1 again?
There's no way.
Yumiko's already dropped Moto here.
Oh.
Hestia getting Ellie. Denying the ace here, but... Oh wait, no, not denying the ace. That was an attacker. I'm used to seeing that MP7 on defense. Ellie regressing into Moto. Is she able to get Yumiko here?
Hestia backing up.
Yes, she is!
Look at her!
Huge triple on the round. Adri getting pieced together here.
Oh
she
my
get the
lord.
quad here. Nadia on the 40.
Nadia. Shut her down, Nadia. Hestia goes down though, and it wasn't
and
at her
Adri
hands.
with a nice 2-piece.
Adri gets
They have
2 to
nothing.
end it.
They have
They
absolutely
didn't.
nothing.
Yeah.
They seem to have the 5v3, they seem to have the pick. An unfortunate disconnect from Kitten Queens, but it doesn't seem to matter. Able to just piece together this 2v4, Ellie getting all of the picks, Adri able to clean it up with the 2v2 near the end as the dirt and blue pressure came towards her. TSG, they had all the right pieces, but these solo plays down into sight
Yep.
just absolutely destroying them in the end.
I don't
Unable
think
to
that was the
actually
right
clear.
move.
They
Yeah, I
needed
don't think
to
that was the
hold,
right
they
move.
needed to freeze and have an actual plan in the execute, create a 3-2-1, and drop together for a plan, not just solo entry into sight.
I mean, in all honesty, it felt like a crushing round from TSG girls. It felt like they were coming from all angles and just kind of slowly crushing the air out of Kitten Queens. But as soon as you think something like that is going to happen to Kitten Queens, unleash the hounds. Here comes their top fragger, their star, so to speak, dropping a three-piece right on their head, leaving Adri to clean up the crumbs, so to speak. And just like that, it's right back in Kitten Queen's favor, and they're up 1-0. I mean, it's truly something to behold. We've now seen it for 2 straight games. It's only been 1 round, but I mean, she's probably good for at least 20 more, right? I mean, come on. That's crazy.
Speaking of, we were talking about in the earlier before the game about how will Kitten Queens adapt from order. They were relying a lot on these hero plays, especially from Ellie, to close out a lot of those rounds. And even though they did end up coming up a bit short against Wildcard Queens, it seems like they're in similar form for this game, requiring a hero play out of Ellie to win that round out against TSG girls. It seems a lot of those rounds are just coming down to it. So
Wildcard Queens popping in there for a second as Kitten Queens gets a little bit bigger. I love the logo, by the way. Can we just talk about it for a second?
yeah, I think that the same artists do it as the one for Big Girls. It seems very similar to the art style.
Oh, I loved the Big Girls logo.
Just sort of these like cute little hand-drawn creatures.
I love it. TSG Girls, of course, being picked up, put together. Masterful roster, in all honesty. Shout out Dave and Mello. Love those guys over at TSG. And yeah, they've put. I mean, in all honesty, they might have lost 7-0 right to begin, but you're going against Lycans. And when it comes down to it, it's like you might have lost one already here to Kitten Queens, but you had a really good attack right there, I think. And if we give them time to get on the defense, maybe, or maybe even get a good attack, I feel like TSG girls could definitely turn it around.
For sure, TSG had all the makings of a great attack. They had the man advantage, they had the vertical, they had all the shit they needed opened. But they just started to do these solo plays. They started to walk in, and they were able to get picked off one by one by Ellie. So, will they be able to hold off onto that execute and actually have a better plan when they get this early and mid-round control so quickly and so effortlessly?
That's very true. As we float right back on into our match here. Problems solved, hopefully, for the foreseeable future with this round. It's 1-0 Kitten Queens. Kitten Queens still on the defense here. TSG girls definitely, like we were saying, had all the makings of, honestly, a very, very good attack last round, but ended up getting diffed, so to speak. I mean, you unleash the hounds on them. That being Ellie, there's not much you're going to be able to do.
Also, speaking a little bit on roster, we see Kira Lin here subbing for Kitten Queens. Last match they had Kato in for that part support
Oh, you're
role.
right.
So Key on this castle, we'll see. She might be a sub, but once again, she's another
yeah.
good friend of this roster. They've been playing together for a long time, so I think that chemistry will still be there. And
Yeah.
Ellie playing this cash extension alone, nobody to assist her. I think it'll just be a sort of one-off position that she will back off of early.
Yeah, I mean, Carolyn from the OG Big Girls roster, I ended up getting a chance to cast her as a part of that team just as much as I did Kato, Kelpcat, Adri, all of them. So it's not too much of a difference. This Carolyn definitely knows these girls just as well as anyone else would. I do like what I'm seeing out of the attack here as of now. Getting a lot of great info is Yumiko on that thermite drone. I mean, you've basically got a pretty good idea as to where most of them are, especially if you ended up being able to hear them. properly right then. Oh, but do they know about Ellie? Look at Nadia.
Flashes
That
are
was
so
not what
unfortunate.
you want to see.
And the
Yep.
Thermite taken down by Natalie. Floppy with the read, but no hard breach left outside of this Hibana. And I have to question a little bit of this util play. Ash using both of her breaching rounds to open up those castle barricades when you have the Hibana here. And now you can't get this gym castle open without the Hib, which can be shot off. Thermite dead on Jacuzzi breach. What is happening with this TSG attack? Why are we losing our hard breacher like this? Still in a 4v4, and Ellie seems to be aggressing here, trying to waste some time. Minute left on the clock. They've taken CC. Cash and Khan given up. This Hib and this Thatcher is sitting on these highway windows. Thatcher is now in sight. Popped in.
Out.
Hit on this barbed wire. Do they know about him? Planning on the hatch.
That shit with the plant?
Does Key have the read? Does she have the denial? No, she doesn't. Plant goes down, seemingly without a hit. But Ellie's able to get the kill on. 2v2 in the round.
Nadia. It's Nat.
Nadia with another
Nadia gets another one.
Wow.
And look at that. Bloppy cleans it up for her.
It's a much sloppier round than last one, but it seems like they actually win it. So maybe that sloppiness is the key for TSG. They can't win a clean round.
Operate.
They need it to be a little bit cut and a little bit chalk for them to get through the line.
Maybe that's what they need. In all honesty, I've never seen more of a perfect round come out of Kitten Queens. They really thought that they had that there.
Just no denial on the top end.
Yeah, no denial, and then she got the plan off on the hatch. Did Hestia, and yeah, Kierlin didn't necessarily have the means to swing it and be able to actually deny the plan, and that I think is where a lot of it ended up going wrong. It was looking good until then, but yeah, Kitten Queens definitely let that one slip through their fingers, and maybe that's just how TSG girls operate. I personally haven't had a chance to see this roster specifically this close up before. I've seen, bits and pieces of these players, and Nadia was definitely not originally one of the members of, a lot of these girls I remember coming from Red Goat, Hestia, Yumiko, and then Bloppy was also a little bit separate and whatnot, but you got to think, these girls have chemistry. These girls were put together for a reason, and they might not have had too much of a chance to show it last week getting 7-0'd, but I mean, in all honesty, if they need a sloppy round to win, then that's probably what they're going to continue to end up going for.
Not having any hard breach now on the side of Kitten Queens outside of this mute, yet they're still going for this castle setup onto highway, so I wonder what the thinking is there. We still have Ellie on this cash CC position like she was last time, and she did a pretty great job holding it last time, so I'm not expecting her to do badly here by any means. Ellie playing in that bathroom with an 8-hit castle ready
She's
to go.
in a great spot.
Yumiko now opening up that plat roll. Just getting a lot of these openings open. Getting a lot of these open breaches super early into the round. Creating that pressure. Hestie on the sledge able to just make mincemeat of these castle barricades.
Oof. Ellie's in a great spot right here. I will not lie. Nat gets hurt a little bit. Nadia's also hurt just a tiny bit.
Ellie swinging these angles, definitely getting cut off, but it doesn't seem to be any pressure on her. She's having a lot of angles held against her, but no one's actually making any entries.
Oh, Nat does end up going down though.
Wow!
Oh, wow! What a kill! On to Hestia. Hestia's going to be wanting that one back. That is for sure. Nat is still down though. Ends up getting finished off by Nadia. Nadia needing to rotate back around a little bit towards her team here. Realizing that she's by herself.
Ellie still playing in this cast position. Clearly very comfortable.
Nadia's going to get caught here.
Ash is walking up Barrage here.
That's Bloppy.
Yeah. Ellie knows these positions. Able to get one before getting traded out. That's a great trade. You have the Ash
Honestly,
down.
yeah.
Both hard breachers still up, but no thermite charges left on the side of Yumiko. Only one
back
ace charge
around.
left. And Key able to kill this thermite, dropping case. Into a 2v3, Nadia and Hate versus Adri, Ellie, and Key. And as Kitten Queens tries and makes their way back to site, trying to consolidate, use their manpower to their advantage. And all this cross what a shot from Adri to finish off! And it's just Nadia in the 1v3 in top red.
Nadia might be able to, if she can get Adri, she might be clear here. For now, at least. Adri's definitely the big one here.
Adri seeming to get a little bit cocky, swinging out her angle, but she's holding Castro this time. Very much feeling herself in this game. 3-1, I don't blame her. Holding the store, gets
Ooh,
smoked off the
Nadia
angle.
caught her.
A little bit of a punish, but with 5 seconds left in the 2v1, still no control. I don't think this round's winnable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great
Angles,
discipline.
no diffuser.
Great discipline from
Sure,
Ellie
yeah.
and Key showing to win out this round and close it out. Much better round from Kitten Queens to win out this gym bedroom, and with basement opening up again, I expect to see them go downstairs, seeing if they can do this bunker setup once more, or maybe roam it out, bringing the Cade like last time and the Malusi.
Definitely a possibility. You might want to see something at least a little bit different from TSG girls, but it looks as though they're going to go with a somewhat similar
Attackers need
type
to
of
locate
style
and
here.
defuse as many bombs as they can.
Adri on the shotgun, Ellie with the TCSG. Let's see if Nat will do a little bit more on this room this time, or if she's going to sit in sight. Or maybe she'll even get a pick before getting caught out. We saw the last time they ran this site, Nat getting picked off unfortunately. And with the vert play, TSG were able to establish a pretty dominant 5v3 with full mid-floor and top-floor control before getting absolutely smoked by Ellie on these solo plays. Will they be able to do a
10
much
seconds
more
to go.
coordinated execute and actually get the round count in their even?
5 seconds to go.
Or will they throw the round again like last time?
I don't know. It really depends, in all honesty, on how they go about this attack, specifically Floppy. Last time ended up getting her Brava drones taken out pretty quickly, and there really wasn't much else that could have been. That was wild. I'd never seen that before.
She was sneaking around.
Yeah, Nadia, sneaking around there. It was almost like she was getting ready to deploy her gadget and was just running around with two hands. That's interesting. But yeah, Nadia using her gadget, walking drone, Floppy going in here on her drone.
Speaking of Bloppy, I meant to bring this up last time, but I wonder what the thinking behind hacking these default cams is. Like, what real control does getting bar cam give you that shooting it doesn't? It feels like a waste of a hack to me.
That is a good question. I never really thought of it like that, but you've got a point. I'm bringing
Yeah.
that up.
Bloppy is sending her drone down oil pit again. It seems like it'll get caught out by this Aruni though. And once again, that's another Brava drone just sort of wasted. And even though we see on that HUD that she has 3 hacks, how many of those are sort of useless default cams that don't actually
That is a good
add
point.
much to the push?
Probably
Nadia,
not much.
Nadia knocking down secret stairs, hoping to see if she can get an entry here. Those barbed wire though, stopping her halt, just holding the angle, waiting for the rest of her team to give her the call. While we have Buck and Hib in kitchen, getting these walls open, getting these floorboards open. Will they be able to get kitchen hatch, or will they have to get cage trick? Double EMP out. They seem to get kitchen hatch for free.
Moto hatch free now. Yumiko looking to make a statement here. Trying to get the first pick. Anyone who could end up crossing into Moto. She decides better of it. Floppy ends up getting hurt a little bit.
In this oil pit,
Yep. And
Seems
Hate
like-
is just doing what Hate needs to do.
opening up those floorboards. It seems like we're going into a full 5v5 execute. 50 seconds left.
Attackers have located
We should.
the bomb.
We still have Sex drones out, and Hestia with a big kill onto Ellie. Bloppy slowly creeping up, unable to get the catch off onto Adri. Adri swinging out.
Shot through the
An
wall.
unfortunate whiff, but Natalie able to get 2.
Two.
Aruni there. It seems like these executes just not looking good for TSG, unable to have the coordination they need to deny these crosses. The blue push absolutely thwarted in its tracks. Hate drops down into Armory, looking for that Banshee. She's absolutely caught out on an angle. Wow, but a huge
What a
two-piece.
snipe.
Big 2v2 here. Hate and Hestia both on 1 HP. Natalie getting the pick, and it's a 1v2. 3 seconds left. It looks nigh unwinnable.
Pistols out again. Nothing doing this time, though.
Aruni being able to clean up the round, and it looked a little dicey there in the 2v2 when they got the 2 picks, but Kitten Queens show that they're able to keep calm even when the man count is even and finish out the last 2 attackers and clean the round up for them. themselves.
Yeah, I will say, like, starting to look a little dire for TSG girls, isn't it? Like, you would have thought, oh no, it's just 3-1. You know, maybe they need the defense. They
The
got
thing,
7-0'd. Like,
thing
yeah, this
is,
is.
TSG have been looking really good in these early and mid rounds, able to get this control and get these like opening picks, but these executes just look so sloppy,
Exactly, and that's
and
what it is for me.
that sloppiness is just getting punished left and right. Kitten Queens is not a team that you can really be sloppy against.
Yeah, when you got a more disciplined and a just a better team overall. Like, I'm not saying TSG girls is so much worse than Kitten Queens, but Kitten Queens went toe to toe with Wildcard Queens, and not only that, they're just more of a disciplined team all around. When you look at TSG girls, the only attacking round they won was one of the sloppiest, yet somehow good for them type rounds I've ever seen. And it's really, you said it best yourself. They're getting punished for the sloppiness, and the sloppiness might be what they think they need to do in order to win. But like, when you're going against a team like Kitten Queens, and even going against a team like his Fempire, like they did last match they had, it's just it might not end up working out for you. Like, yeah, they did get around here onto Kitten Queens. Nadia does end up getting that right there, but yeah, I mean, in
That's
all
the Grim
honesty,
down too. Grim is some really important site util, especially for clearing. Grim also incredibly useful for clearing out this garage position. Now you really only have the Capitao for that. With Key on this Wamai, like garage now suddenly becomes incredibly difficult to piece together. Now on the side of Kitten Queens, no real anti-hard breach being brought. None of this
True.
bandit, none of this Cade, none of this tube. So it's a bit curious to see that they're
They
just
do have the
letting
mute,
wall
though.
go. Yeah, but that doesn't really deny things like plat wall as much, or these garage walls from getting opened.
Good point.
The util burn coming in to try and clear out this Wamai from rafters, but it seems like the Wamai stays like, never mind.
Wow.
Jesus, what a
Yep.
nice shot from Nadia.
Nadia.
But Adri's still in this bottom garage, so they can't exactly take it quite yet. They just have the read. Wow, insight already.
Wow.
Thermite's in CC, walks up, and it's a 1v4 for Adri. Tucked in this top red position. Plant is going down. Not off of it.
Whoa.
Walking up Hestia.
Oh
Adri
my
with two.
lord.
Nadia holding garage. She has the
She
angle.
got that hole through the floor. She got that hole through the floor. She can see her through.
Capitao holding that angle. Nadia seeming to try and walk down red, or walk up red to get in the clout on the Adri. Do they have info on this?
Nadia's got the, whatchamacallit, the Nomad, the air jab, that's what it is.
Two
the
smoke
air
bolts
jab out
left
as
on the
well.
Capitao as well. It is looking somewhat okay, but I've seen Adri win these 1v2s before. They have to be calm, collected, and play together in the 2v1. Make sure that they don't just give her these two 1v1s. The bulletproof cam spotting them, giving them perfect info. That smoke nade is going to do nothing. How are they
But she
solving
hopped
this?
off. Look at that. Now they've got info.
But the air jab is useless. Like, they smoked off their own cut, so how are they supposed to take this? It's looking really good for Adrian into the
Nadia,
1v1 with the Scopo shield.
Oh!
Wow! Huge 1v4 from Adri, just close it up. And it just comes back to the sloppiness. So
You said it
bad.
best yourself. Wow.
You have these forward woods, you have these executes and crosses. How are you letting Adri from top red absolutely destroy your push? It was a really nice two-piece onto the thermite and onto the plat wall, but
Unbelievable.
what does
Yeah,
it
you're
matter?
not wrong. You're not wrong when saying that the sloppiness is really coming back to bite TSG girls right now. Like, it might be something that they plan for. You know, that might be how they win, in all honesty. But their Kitten Queens are so disciplined in the fact that they're not letting any of this slide. They saw the mistakes that they made, and they were hoping, you know, if you're TSG girls, you're hoping that those mistakes can turn into your success. And it's happened once already, and that's why it's 4-1 and not 4-0 or 5-0. But yeah, I mean, Kitten Queens, they're too disciplined for this. They're too good. Like, I'm not trying to down TSG girls in any way, but the sloppiness is really getting the best of them right now.
I will say that in that 2v1, they did the right thing. They paused and they reassessed, but I have to question the smoke nades. It kind of gave Adri free roam to do what she wanted.
Yeah.
And you have this bulletproof, so those are actually working against you. Now, Going back into gym bedroom here, we have the castle set up. It seems like they're doing pretty much the same thing as last time. Bringing the bandit though, actually trying to trick these jacuzzi walls it seems instead of just giving them for free. Adriella 7 and 3, a huge difference from that previous game where she was barely able to go even. Now going double positive. Clearly showing that she wants it now.
Yep.
Or 1-0.
She wants it now for sure.
On this last
This-
defense, can TSG girls replicate the success of that second round and actually win out this gym bedroom attack, the only attack that they have won so far? Or have
No.
Kitten Queens learned from that mistake of that round and have been able to clean it up and bring it to a 5-1 half?
Nadia's in. Nadia just ran in through the ace right then and got a crazy big pick onto the main ace of Kitten Queens. This could be where it all turns around for TSG girls.
Ellie clearly not
an
expecting
emergency
that.
sub at that.
Ellie clearly not expecting that, but wow.
Oh, never mind.
Natalie just has the
Nah.
aggress. She has the read. Okay, maybe
Unbelievable.
she doesn't have the read. That's a little bit too aggressive.
She had the
But she kills
correct
the
read
Nomad.
onto Nadia though. Yeah.
She kills the Nomad, and Ace is also down. They only have this Thermite, so how are they trying to deny this bandit trick? Adri's in bedroom. Doesn't seem like she's going for it that
I
much.
think Bloppy's doing the right thing here.
They have the 3
I
Thatcher
think she did that
nades.
right. That is true. You're right. 3 Thatcher nades as well.
Floppy with the drone is going to be able to have that info onto CC. That way they don't just get swung from that CC window while trying to play highway.
She's watching it. Yep. Adri's in a really good spot.
Key getting pretty aggro on this condor, sort of on an island. I wonder if she has any crosses to assist her. Nope, just falls off, is able to get out for free, wasted her time, got a few drones. That's honestly a great
she
roam
needed
from
to do.
Key.
Yep.
And now that they're back in sight here, it's the 3v3. They have the crosses, Adri in this 90, Ellie in bathroom, and Key on the bomb chassis. They don't even have highway open.
Yeah,
Oh.
I mean, Carolyn's not your typical roamer. Like, she's one of the best time stallers in the women's division right now. Like, she's so good at what she does. She doesn't always have to be there for the pick, but if she can waste your time, like she's probably about to do right here, and that's exactly
And that's
what
a
she ended
perfect
up
cross. That's perfect
doing,
cross
even
for
in
Kitten
death.
Queens.
Like, that's perfect. You're right.
Bloppy
She does her
hopes
job
to-
so perfectly.
Bloppy's able to walk in and get one, but it's instantly traded out. And in the 2v2, as these numbers get lower and lower, that favors the defense. Adri challenging the Thatcher in Logi.
Kestra might not be one you want to challenge, though.
Thermite in sight here on this mattress, but she doesn't have a comfortable plant. Ellie just holding her angle in bathroom. It's a really dire round here. Ellie able to get the pick, and now into the 1v2. Hestia. Will Kitten Queens keep discipline and play the cross out? Adri solo on an island, but
Yep.
it's still a rat position, and she's able to get that 5-1 half for Kitten Queens. Just punishing the lack of util, the lack of any real control from TSG girls. That attack was just simply not good enough. They only had con pressure and logic pressure. They didn't actually have any lurk presence here. They didn't have those highway walls open. They didn't have that jacuzzi wall open. So it was just very easy for Kitten Queens to set up these crosses and trades and have the reads. Ellie playing that spoiler, being able to be the rock that kept sight held down and close out the round. Adri keeping that Logi cross at bay.
Defenders, protect your
A
bombs
beautiful defense from
by
Kitten Queens.
attackers.
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly what you want to see if you're Kitten Queens now. You gotta hope on the side of TSG girls specifically that that something can be made of the scraps that were left over from your attacking rounds. Like you did end up getting one that is good. You're not on straight match point yet, but you really gotta make something. You gotta make something work. You gotta make something pop here. I like going downstairs first. Floppy on the Kavera. Not exactly what you would have expected, but
I think they're having
girl-
fun.
yeah, I mean, it's all about having fun. My girl Nadia is really going to do some damage on this Azami, though. I can feel it. Yumiko could possibly be trying for the same fade trick that Kitten Queens were trying for. I don't necessarily know if Kitten Queens ever actually pulled that off, but Yumiko is going to hopefully be trying to get that one to work.
Hate on the bandit here as well. Probably 4 bandit drones, 4 bandit charges still in pocket though. I assume she's going to be trying and tricking these church walls.
I was
But
thinking the same thing.
Kitten Queens look pretty sloppy on their attacks on border, and I wonder if they'll be able to clean them up on this round. We already see the repel from downstairs to try and get this church hatch
That got one. That only got one though.
Yeah, but oh,
Yep.
and the
Ended
Hibana
up
fell
being
shut
fried
off.
off anyway. Mm-hmm.
Bloppy ratting here in pool. Will she be able to play spoiler on this attack, or will Kitten Queens have the read on this position? Sort of taking a lot of that early control here. He trying to EMP the K charge, but not having much success with that. Hops in through the window. Gets the K charge, not picking it up. But Yumiko doing the trick. Will she get it off in time? Yes, she will. That is the kitchen hatch. Well denied.
Look at that. What was that? She's just wasting her util and wasting her time here. Unbelievable.
That's a big pick from Adri, though.
That is a big pick.
She stops Bloppy from being able to play spoiler here, and in a different round, if Bloppy's able to stay alive a little longer, hold on to her position a little longer, she's able to play massive spoilers. So it's great that Adri is able to stop their one roam presence outside of the map and start working together on this site. But having this much trouble with Kitchen Hatch is really worrisome from Kitten Queens. They'll have to go for something different here, go for more of a Moto Hatch execute, it seems, if they want to actually get this round, or they'll have to get the Kitchen Hatch and some ortho with the back-to-back.
Oof! What an
That's a
angle!
really bad pick.
I would have never even thought about an angle like that. That's insane.
That's a really bad
What a
overgrowth
great
from
angle.
Adri too. And they're still working on this Moto Hatch. 4 pellets left from Natalie.
Lord.
Will
They're gonna do everything that they can. Yumiko did get picked right there, though.
they do get the K
Just a
charge
little bit.
off. So she should be able to get this Kitchen Hatch open for free, which
She
is
only
nice.
has 2 left, though, I think, right?
Well, she has all 4, so she does get Kitchen Hatch open.
Okay.
Yumiko trapped in back armory. Doesn't seem like they have the vert for it. And Ellie trying to make
Legion
it.
in foot. Yeah.
Wow, but 2 huge picks. Yumiko able to get the trade into the 3v2, but not with the trade on the Yumiko. It's all Hestia in this dummy's position
3v1.
trying to make it work in the 1v3.
Oof.
Plant is going down in church. It looks nigh unwinnable in this, but she'll have to work here. And Ellie,
Around her.
playing the ring around the rosy, gets the kill. She doesn't even get an exit frag.
It
And
is
it's a
now
6-1
6-1.
match point for Kitten Queens. TSG looking dire. Will they take their time out here, try and get the mental back? Or will they just see if they can get the round?
It's looking rough, but TSG girls are probably just gonna go for it. Do what they can. I say if they end up taking this round and maybe even the next one, yeah, it would be pretty surprising, but that would probably be when I would take my time out.
They're running back to church, but they're bringing the Azami and Castle here, which betrays a more floaty roaming setup. I don't think
Exactly.
that they're going to go for this full bunker like they did last time, so the full bunker didn't seem to fit their style that much either. If Hestia commits to that Cade trick, though, I feel like that hand's a lot different.
Yeah, I think it would have been a little different there.
We saw Adri being able to get that opening pick onto the castle, or not castle, Cav, but over-aggressing, walking down main and getting caught off on the feed holes by the Cade. But the strength of Kitten Queens very much relies on their chemistry and their individual gun skill. They are able to win most of their ones, and they have this chem, even if they aren't really that strat heavy as a team. They have the knowledge, they have the ability to work together and just piece together these attacks and work off their natural chemistry from months of playing ranked and 10-mans together and understanding each other as players.
That's true. If you were to put the best women's rosters together against each other right now, I would say that it would probably be Kitten Queens, Wildcard Queens, and Lycus. I mean, those are the 3 best as I have seen right now. Oh, I'm so sorry. And yeah, I mean, Kitten Queens are doing exactly what you would have expected them to do here against a team that was really just looking for a bounce back in TSG girls. And now it's looking more like they might not be able to do anything else at all
I
after
really
this.
like this. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say I really like this from the Kitten Queens bringing the double Thatcher, but Thatcher just mistimes their EMPs, and with the impact trick, that's it. K charge now gone though, so they should be able
There
to
it
get the
goes.
hatch. But
No other K charge in pocket either, so the hatch is probably gonna pop here.
that being
Yep, there it
said,
goes.
I think that was the Moto hatch actually.
Oh,
Oh, I don't know.
probably.
But yeah, they should be able to get the kitchen hatch now, but it was a lot of
Oof.
time wasted and util wasted. Ooh, Ellie was getting the pick onto this castle. Really just
Nadia
wreaking
and
havoc
Kate
and
both got hurt.
poking on the secret. And now they have full mid floor and top floor control. So if Adrian and Ellie can work blue together and have some synergy with the kitchen drop players, they might be able to make a lot of noise and piece together this execute.
Miko trying to make sure she doesn't come down blue there.
Huge
She
shot
swings
from
Adrian
Miko.
oil pit behind her.
Ellie's still stuck on the secret, not feeling comfortable walking down just quite yet. Now she's walking down solo, but it doesn't seem like she has anybody assisting her on this. Walks back up off the goo. We have him walking down this main stair. Key and Ellie both in pool table and bar. This is clearly going to be a moto-side execute. Grimby's coming out. Do they have the 3-2-1? Do they know? Can they solve out this 4v5?
Pretty rough. Nat is going to have to make something do off the stairs here. Ellie ends up getting bloppy though. 4-4. Oh, Ellie just walking in ends up taking 8 out as well. Hestia right behind her. Nadia ends up getting Ellie though. Nat ends up getting Hestia.
Into the 1v3.
Will do it.
Some really shaky aim and a few key missed shots. And Kitten Queens take it 7-1. And honestly, a blowout of a match.
Yeah.
I have to question how much servers did matter in this matchup, though. Having 4 EU players on high ping, it is hard to hit those shots.
That is good. Good point.
But Kitten Queens, in much better form than what we saw from them on Border, able to close it out 7-1. Not even looking super competitive against this TSG girls roster. A lot of that sloppiness, and a lot of these narratives around sloppiness being what we talk about. Kitten Queens looking sloppy last match against Wildcard, unable to close it out in those close rounds. And TSG looking sloppy in a lot of their defenses, especially their attacks. Just unable to deal with these crosses from Kitten Queens, playing a lot better of this fundamental siege that we see. Playing for those trades, playing for that execute.
Yeah, I mean, there were definitely a few bright spots when it comes to the TSG girls roster. Shout out my girl Nadia. Emergency sub, she did great in all honesty. And Bloppy, I mean, their team looked good on paper. But the sloppiness really did catch up to them. You weren't wrong about the continued narrative as of right now on the sloppiness and the failure to finish your executes and the failure to jump on the opening pick, anything in those regards. But yeah, at the end of the day, Kitten Queens really heavy bounce back from the loss to Wildcard Queens. And when it comes to TSG girls, it's back to the drawing board again, sadly.
And that's it for this tournament. This was a lower bracket matchup, so unfortunately TSG girls have been eliminated from the tournament. We're left to our final 3 of Wildcard, Lycus Vampire, and Kitten Queens. And
speaking of, yeah, Centenegra is still in. CNG is still in. You're right. Yeah, it's final 4 that way.
Oh, right. They got the bye.
Speaking of those two, you are going to want to stick around and be here for this one. We've got a Phoenix final, Project Harmony final, best of 1 this time. They've faced off in best of 1s before. It was a best of 5. Last time you saw these two teams on your screen, it's Wildcard Queens, number 2 versus number 1 once again. Lycus Vampire, please don't go anywhere. You are going to want to watch this one.
Blame it on me. You're just too scared to be lonely. No one's safe from the Reaper. Not a saint nor a sinner. Rage under my skin, slowly descend into madness. Let it spread like a virus. Be a friend with the violence. Help, there's blood on my hands. Somebody save me from myself. I'm off of the meds and it might get hideous. Why so serious? Run for your life, cause it might get hideous. Why so serious? Change, can you swear some? Never mind, I forgot where I came from. Like wolves in the darkness, we've adapted to blindness. Fall asleep with with the sirens out. There's blood on my hands. Somebody save me from myself. I'm off of the meds and it might get hideous. Why so serious? Run for your life, cause it might get hideous. Why so serious? Run for your life, cause it might get hideous. Why so serious? Blame it on me. You're just too scared to be lonely. No one's safe from the reaper. Not a saint nor a sinner. Rage under my skin, slowly descending to madness. Let it spread like a virus. Be a friend with the violence. Help, there's blood on my hands. Somebody save me from myself. I'm off of the meds and it might get hideous. Why so serious? Run for your life, cause it might get hideous. Why so serious? Change, can you swear some? Never mind, I forgot where I came from. Like wolves in the darkness, we've adapted to blindness. Fall asleep with the sirens out. There's blood on my hands. Somebody save me from myself. I'm off of the meds and it might get hideous. Why so serious? Run for your life, cause it might get hideous. Why so serious? Run for your life, cause it might get hideous. Why so serious? Blame it on me. You're just too scared to be lonely. No one's safe from the reaper. Not a saint nor a sinner. Rage under my skin, slowly descending to madness. Let it spread like a virus. Be a friend with the violence. Help, there's blood on my hands. Somebody save me from myself. I'm off of the meds and it might get hideous. Why so serious? Run for your life, cause it might get hideous. Why so serious? Change, can you swear some? Never mind, I forgot where I came from. Like wolves in the darkness, we've adapted to blindness. Fall asleep with the sirens out. There's blood on my hands. Somebody save me from myself. I'm off of the meds and it might get hideous. Why so serious? Why so serious? Change, can you swear some? Never mind, I forgot where I came from. Like wolves in the darkness, we've adapted to blindness. Fall asleep with the sirens out. There's blood on my hands. Somebody save me from myself. I'm off of the meds and it might get hideous. Why so serious? Run for your life, cause it might get serious? Blame it on me. You're just too scared to be lonely. No one's safe from the Reaper. Not a saint nor a sinner. Rage under my skin, slowly descend into madness. Let it spread like a virus. Be a friend with the violence. Help, there's blood on my hands. Somebody save me from myself. I'm off of the meds and it might get hideous. Why so serious? Run for your life, cause it might get hideous. Why so serious? Change, can you swear some? Never mind, I forgot where I came from. Like wolves in the darkness, we've adapted to blindness. Fall asleep with the sirens out. There's blood on my hands. Somebody save me from myself. I'm off of the meds and it might get hideous. Why so serious? Run for your life, cause it might get hideous. Why so serious? Run for your life, cause it might get hideous. Why so serious? Blame it on me. You're just too scared to be lonely. No one's safe from the Reaper. Not a saint nor a sinner. Rage under my skin, slowly descend into madness. Let it spread like a virus. Be a friend with the violence. Help, there's blood on my hands. Somebody save me from myself. I'm off of the meds and it might get hideous. Why so serious? Run for your life, cause it might get hideous. Why so serious? Change, can you swear some? Never mind, I forgot where I came from. Like wolves in the darkness, we've adapted to blindness. Fall asleep with the sirens out. There's blood on my hands. Somebody save me from myself. I'm off of the meds and it might get hideous. Why so serious? Run for your life, cause it might get hideous. Why so serious? Run for your life, cause it might get hideous. Why so serious? Blame it on me. You're just too scared to be lonely. No one's safe from the Reaper. Not a saint nor a sinner. Rage under my skin, slowly descend into madness. Let it spread like a virus. Be a friend with the violence. Help, there's blood on my hands. Somebody save me from myself.
Blitz transition there. Welcome back, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. We are on Blitz Women's Kickoff for the last match of the day. Hopefully, you stuck around for this one because this one is going to be the best one of the day, and it might even be the best one of the tournament. I'm back once again, Ace of Toronto. You know me, you love me. Once again with the most infamous in the world, Rennie. Rennie, how are you? And are you looking forward to this really quickly?
Feeling pretty good. I'm looking forward to this one for sure. I know that Wildcard have been wanting this rematch since Harmony Finals, and with a new player in Shrimp for Skylar, I'm curious to see what Lycus Vampire can do. They made a statement with their game last week against TSG. It was an absolute 7-0 blowout, and Shrimp seemed to fit on the team pretty well, but I expect Wildcard to be a little bit more of a challenge than TSG, and I'm curious to see how Lycus will perform with a new player under a little bit more pressure than what TSG was offering.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. It's up to us to see how the new player performs. Skylar was a very, very important part of that BO5 they had against this Wildcard Queens team. As we roll right on into our rosters here really quickly, we're going to show you what we were just talking about. Shrimp in, Skylar out. One of the more integral pieces to the team. Turler also in now. Heard big things from her on X, along with Spleech, Panda, and Mari. You know them, you love them. Get spleeched. Hopefully won't end up happening too much to Wildcard Queens as we roll on into their roster here. Secret, Bully, Cass, Mine, Impala. Once again, you know them, you love them. This is one of the most unchanged rosters in the entire scene, in all honesty.
They have remained the same since Harmony, sticking with that core entry duo of Mine and Secret, with Impala doing a lot of these lyrics, Mine doing a lot of these lyrics. They've definitely had a lot of time and a lot of chemistry built up over the past few months, so I'm curious to see how it will translate in this rematch against Lycus Empire, who have two new players in Turler and Shrimp. Minnie was a pretty solid core of that old Lycus roster, being able to be that sort of rock in a lot of ways, so I wonder how Turler will slot into that position, once again going against a higher caliber of opponent.
Yeah, that's a good point. The only thing left to do now is see where we're going to be playing at as we roll right on into our map bans. Typical here: Skyscraper, Clubhouse, Chalet, Lair, Consulate, and Night Haven being banned out. Night Haven being banned out late into the phase, like Rennie once said. Border going out, as Wildcard Queens were the one who got that off the board quick. They didn't see everything that they could have wanted to see going up against Kitten Queens on it. And it will be one of my favorite maps to cast. I am completely and utterly being 100% sarcastic here. It's Cafe.
Cafe? Cafe was one of Lycus's favorite maps back in Harmony. They were very proficient on it, not really being challenged by anyone, maybe Happy Fruity Friends, which is still a 7-3 win.
Yeah.
So Lycus looked very dominant on Cafe and have been a very good Cafe team. So I think it's interesting that Wildcard Queens took them to Cafe over Border, a map that they won previously. I think they saw some things in that Kitten Queens game that even though they were able to close it out in the end, they didn't really like. So they're trying to take Lycus to this Cafe map, even though Lycus is a very strong Cafe team.
Which I will say, we saw, I believe it was either map 1 or map 2 in the best of 5 between these two teams. It was Cafe, it was Lycus versus Wildcard, and if I'm not mistaken, it was 7-1 Lycus. I think they actually did take, Wildcard Queens did actually take a round off of Lycus. Wildcard Queens actually, fun fact, only ended up taking 2 rounds off of Lycus Vampire, and those are the last 2 rounds that Lycus Vampire have lost. They posted about it. They got the stat from me because the stat is correct. They are currently, right now as we speak and as we sit here, 24-2 round differential in the last 2 matches that they've played, one being the best of 5 and one being the 7-0 against TSG girls. Truly dominant and it's exciting at the fact that we're getting to see them here again in a best of one. This isn't the finals or anything. We're not there yet, so it's just a best of one. But yeah, it's going to prove a lot for Wildcard Queens in the fact that we're going to have to see what they're made of going against Lycus again on a map where they only took one off of them.
Lycus Vampire have an incredibly strong map pool, being able to play realistically almost every single map in the pool, making this map ban phase incredibly difficult for Wildcard Queens. Lycus can just ban out the comfort picks of Wildcard. We see that with the Clubhouse first ban, and now as we load into Cafe, I think this is a very comfortable map for both teams. I haven't seen much of Wildcard Queens on it, but knowing their structure, knowing their playstyle, I think Cafe could work for them very well, especially with those lurks and those cutoff angles with these windows. But we've seen how proficient Lycus is on Cafe. They are able to sort of create rounds and play these long angles that Cafe is very well known for without getting cut off by the window plays. Their cocktail takes whenever they would go attack top floor, well known by most women's players to be pretty formidable and difficult to stop from happening once they start getting the control and getting reading under.
I mean, they take proficient to another level, if you ask me. It's Lycus Vampire's world. It's Lycus Vampire's scene when it comes to the women's scene right now, and I think they're just letting the other women play in it because they've been this dominant for a reason, and it's to no one else's fault but their own as to how good they are. And it all really comes down to this one, in all honesty, because there's a pretty good chance, if you're asking me, that we're going to see this matchup again in the finals of the BLITZ Queens Kickoff tournament.
Yeah, and as Ace was saying, Lycus Vampire have sort of been that number one spot for a while, super dominant. But if anyone is going to bring them the challenge and competition, it will be Wildcard Queens at this number 2 spot. And having the history that Wildcard Queens does, having played together for so long, I want to see, will that synergy, will that chemistry that Wildcard Queens have built over so long be able to give them the leg up against this admittedly newer Lycus Vampire roster, or will Lycus Vampire's dominance continue throughout this Cafe match?
Yeah, I mean, it's all up to Wildcard Queens to prove a little bit more of a challenge than they did in the best of 5, because the record that I brought up, the stat that I brought up, half of that was actually more than half of that was against Wildcard Queens the last time these two teams faced off. It was in that best of 5. It was in the Harmony Finals, Phoenix Finals, as it was picked up by the Crucible. And Lycus Vampire only dropped 2 rounds over the course of 3 maps. And it was Wildcard Queens who was doing their best, of course, as the second place team. But there was just really nothing else that they could have done. They tried, and Lycus Vampire just had an answer for it. And you gotta hope that there's something different about this wild card. I mean, it's the same team, but you gotta hope that there's something different that they have up their sleeve in their back pocket, whatever you want to say, do, or call it, that will make this a little different. Hopefully.
And as we load into the game and get into these bans, I think that the operators that Vampire and Queens will have available will play a huge role in how these attacks look. Wildcard Queens with the first ban, and they get rid of Blackbeard. Once again, a pretty staple ban here. Not wanting to deal with that entry force, right? Blackbeard's able to just get so much info and dry peek for free. So he doesn't even need droning as much compared to a more traditional operator who would, not have a shield in front of their face.
That's very true. Deimos being taken out here as the women shout out their X accounts. Shout out to all of them on X. Shout out at Ace of Toronto on X. And of course, Rennie. I believe it's
Ready
Rennie
583.
583, yep, on X as well. Let's get them all in here. You see them coming through the chat. Might as well drop a follow for your casters. Whatever Chad's is, follow him. Never mind, don't do that. He doesn't care about any of us. But yeah,
right.
Azami, Deimos, Blackbeard, and Vigil. It's pretty standard here, so to speak.
The Vigil ban from Wildcard Queens, they don't want to go against that boomstick of the
They do
Boss
not
G.
want to go against the Boss G. That's the reason why I called it standard, because the Boss G ran the best of 5 last time, especially on this map. I remember it clearly. I was doing a watch party for it. I was there for the whole thing. Yeah, that was actually a really good target ban, in my opinion.
Going into the defense first, Lycus have that. They go reading here. They have the Valk open, which I think is a pretty big oversight from Wildcard Queens. I know they don't want to go against that Boss G, but Lycus are an incredible Valk team. They play off this info so well. And we see Spleesh on it with the 3 Valk camps in pocket. Also the castle barricades to help hold this top floor. This is a site that's very much defined by vertical play. Much like Vents on Border, you can hold pretty much every single part of the reading bomb site from Vert. And with the flirt holes and the holes in white, it's incredibly difficult also to plant fireplace without taking out that white side.
That's very true. As we're getting right into this round here, uh, you're going to have to hope that Wildcard Queens can start off heavy on the attack. They've got the Cali. We saw this brought last time on this map. They've got Cass on the Ace, and then, of course, they have Secret on the Brava. For some reason, my mind blanked on which operator that was. But yeah, the Valkyrie heavy team, Bleach being the main one right now, we're way more used to seeing Spleech have the MK14 DMR in her hands, so to speak. That's when you see a lot of these, get spleeched on X and whatnot. We coined the term. Thank you. And yeah, she has been a DMR machine, but she has been known to play a little bit more of a support role as she's doing here on the Valkyrie. And Valkyrie is such a good operator for this map. Putting someone as important as Spleech on it's got to mean something, in my opinion.
Shrimp here playing in C1, C2. This is one of those power spots on this site.
Oh.
You need to be able to clear out top floor. Oh, and the Rizzler, aka Impala, is bugged on the rappel.
At Impala on X, she is bugged on the rappel.
Unfortunate. And Cass taking train here, or not train, Cass taking ticket here. She has that initial piano control, so Wildcard trying to make the best.
Oh,
yeah.
Lord.
Wildcard trying to make the best out of this round, even though they are down a player due to this rappel bug. How will they be able to solve this top floor? We see 3 people up here. It's Spleech with the first on stacks, slams Cassiopeia off piano, but Shrimp gets a refrag by Bully walking up cocktail. So they have this top floor now. Minute left in the round. They're not making great pace here, but Mine getting another pick. Turler goes down. Another one from Secret.
Oof.
It's a 4v2 here. Mine almost getting this Mari out, but Mari able to catch her. Laundry drop. Will she be able to deny this?
No.
They have the cross. Mari and
gets
Panda have the double swing. It's a 2v2 going into these final 30 seconds. Impala's still on the rappel. It's a 1v1. Secret outside 90, running towards pillar. Panda knows that it's a 1v1 due to Rizzler being on the rappel here. Secret in sight, swinging out, going for the kill here.
Oof.
And she gets it. Panda so close in the 1v1, but unable to make it.
Right through the couch, too. Wow. Quick little tech break here. Having a few problems on the caster end, along with the bug that we saw on the rappel.
But I think from that first round, we saw that Lycus Vampire didn't look nearly as dominant or as clean as they usually do in a lot of their matches. The Bully being able to just walk up inner bar and kill Shrimp off cocktail and get that vert control for them. Not really supposed to happen in a take like this. So Wildcard Queen's getting that first round, able to work these picks, and even in the 2v4, it getting so close, Wildcard Queens were able to pull it out despite losing their grip for a little bit. Mari putting together a massive attempt alongside Spleech, but it just wasn't enough. The 1v1 going in the favor of Secret as she clutches it.
Yeah, I mean, I can say one thing here. If you look back to the best of 5, Lycus Vampire only dropped 2 rounds. Lycus Vampire are now 24-3 in their last 3 technically now matchups. But one thing I will say, if you look all the way back to the Project Harmony regular season, the only loss that Lycus Vampire had throughout the entire regular season, they only had one loss the entire time, and they were all best of ones. It was to Wildcard Queens. That's why the best of 5 was so highly anticipated, and it ended up happening, and Lycus Vampire just had their number. And yeah, I mean, it came down to that, but that's the reason why I bring that up. You got to look all the way back to that, and the fact that Wildcard Queens in a best of 1 has beaten Lycus Vampire before. But Lycus Vampire being on the tear that they have been on recently, it's crazy to even see them drop a round, more or less drop a game. And there's a possibility that that could happen here, based off what I barely got a chance to see throughout that first round there. Wildcard Queens seem to be a little bit more in the driver's seat now than they were at any point during that entire best of 5 that they went against.
To locate and defuse bombs.
That tech pause, hopefully.
Oh, we're not
Okay.
back in the game, are we? Okay, there
Oh,
we go.
we are, okay.
There
That tech pause is giving Lycus Vampire some time to maybe think over what went wrong. They're clearly running this rating back. They saw something they liked, they saw something they didn't like, and think that they could win this time. Not bringing the castle this time, favoring to have this smoke instead. Clearly Mari seeming to favor the time denial that the smoke babes give her over the castle barricades. And I don't blame her. I don't think the castle barricades did much to stop the top floor aggression from Wildcard Queens, as we saw Bully just walking up, being able to get that early pick onto Shrimp and clear out top floor, even with Spleech getting that one onto Cass.
And Paula just now, the Rizzler at Ermin Paula on X, just now coming out of the spawn, did a little bit of extra droning. And she's going to be the main focal point, the main piece of this push, I would assume, minus, obviously, Cass being on the Blitz as well. We have seen Wildcard Queens do something like this, though. If you turn your brain clocks back just a little bit, we've seen almost.
Oh, hold on, Ace.
this
Cassiopeia's
exact
in
push
sight.
out
They have the
of
sense
this
gadget through
team.
snow. Panda is now in laundry. Does she have the re onto this Cass? And that's the C4 out.
Oh.
Haste does get down though. It's a
Haste got
5v3,
down.
4v3 as Bully gets a trade onto the pillar. Spleech pushing up and reading, trying to push back with the smoke babe from her
Bully
own
hurt.
teammate stopping
Yep.
her. Shrimp killing out Julie into pillar and Secret in a 1vx left outside.
Oh,
And that's a beautiful retake from Lycus Vampire to bring back the round after what was honestly a pretty good roster time from
Disabled by defenders.
and that's the reason why I was yapping about it. That's the reason why I brought it up. I brought it up all the way. Like, everything that I was saying was going to culminate in the fact that Wildcard Queens have not been able to successfully pull that specific strategy off against this Lycus Vampire team. They did it 2 or even 3 times, as far as I can remember, in that BO1 against BO5 against Lycus Vampire. They didn't get a round win off of it at all. And I mean, old habits die hard. You would have thought maybe there was a chance that Wildcard Queens could have pulled that off against Lycus Vampire. But if there has been a team that has actually been able to stop that specific push, the Blitz, the Amaru, everything that they had going for them there, just got instantly stopped the exact same way that it did in the BO5. They did it multiple different times and didn't get a singular round win off of it. You would have thought maybe they could have right then, but yeah, not. Lycus Vampire is just not a team that's going to fall for it, sadly.
Yeah, they've seen that one before. They know what's coming. And Shrimp with a big 3K able to piece together that retake and make sure that they were able to hold on to that round, even though Plant did end up going down. The post plant's just not good enough from Wildcard Queens to take advantage of the user. Mine here on the roof, it seems like Wildcard Queens are going for this full top down on the first floor, and me personally, I quite like this from them. I think that being able to isolate the bunker position once you get first floor and use the vertical to clear out all of sight, gives you a pretty easy way in. But the only roamer that they have is Shrimp, and she is on this hatch ready to fall off. Do Wildcard Queens have the read that most of this is clear? 50 seconds left on the clock, or 50 seconds
Oh!
gone.
She
Ooh,
heard her behind her, I guess. Scared
that
her.
was that was her teammate.
Yeah, she scared her.
Unfortunate.
Loading new mag.
But yeah, all of Lycus has fallen off this roam, favoring for this 5-man on hold site, and we see Impala in Reading Room, Rizzler taking the space, getting those flank watches down. Now it'll become a question of can they get the vert play and can they hold those flanks. Getting flanked by Lycus would feel really bad here, but if they're able to set up their execute correctly and hold their flanks without getting destroyed on roam, this should be able to be a pretty solid round from Wildcard.
I mean, Booley's doing what she has to do here. She's going up top and she's taking these angles, making these angles, doing exactly what is needed of her. It's what's always needed of her when she is playing
Bomb
Buck.
located by attackers.
I think she's doing a really good job here. She's got a lot of phantom pressure on the site. You see the defenders looking up, Shrimp almost getting taken out, but you never know where she's going to be until she pops that skeleton key. And that's exactly what Booley has been put on this roster to do.
She's looking
She's
for
really
a
good at what she does.
She's looking for a shade of a toe there. They know that this Legion is stuck in Rice. 45 seconds left. A lot of vertical play, and that's a beautiful pick onto Shrimp,
Oof.
isolating her out with the vert play and mine on this red position. But you only have 40 seconds left. Do you have execute ready? Where is this case going down? Nading at the VIP shield, it seems to be a freezer drop. Mari playing here needs to deny this or at least get a pick from VIP. Otherwise, Wildcard will just be able to drop this hatch and plant for free. Panda has something to say though.
Oh, what? She saw her elbow and downed her. What?
And Rizzler insight with the case. But no! Through this double door, there's no hold on it. It is a 3v1.
The Riz goes down.
Julie in service, trying to make it arc, but the 3v1 is too much, the crosses are too good. I have to question, what was Wildcard doing? Why aren't these vert angles being held? You have the 5v4 execute on site, you know what angles need to be held. You know that you can plant in freezer as long as you have the double door clear and you have the freezer being held. Why is Cass swinging up on VIP? Why aren't we just going for this very default take?
I mean, that's a great point. Why not go for the default take? Ended up not being able to do so. You know, maybe you didn't necessarily feel that you were in the best position in the world, but either way, past is the past. Like Empire now up 2-1 instead of being down 1-0. So Wildcard Queens no longer in the lead here. Typical stuff. Wildcard Queens definitely doing a little bit of their own sloppy work, as we spoke about when it comes to the ongoing narrative that we've been seeing so far today of sloppiness getting you punished. It kind of happened a little bit right then with Wildcard Queens, didn't it, Rennie?
A little bit, yeah. I think that while it wasn't sloppiness in the same way we saw TSG girls or Kitten Queens,
True.
it was just a little bit of like mismanaged timing, and I think the call for what execute actually was a little bit off. And as this game keeps chugging on, reminder that this is an upper bracket final.
Mhm.
Regardless of what happens here, both of these teams will still be in the tournament. But winning this game guarantees you a spot in grand finals, whereas losing this means you'll have to go against the winners of Kitten Queens and Cinta Negra. So
That is certainly shaping up to be a good one in its own right, being Kitten Queens and Cinta Negra. But yeah, this one right here, this is for a shot in the grand finals. We saw the same thing kind of happen in Harmony, where it was the upper bracket finals between these two teams. Lycus ended up winning that one 2-0 when it was the best of 3. And then they ended up facing off again in the grand finals. So it's a possibility that history repeats itself. History is indeed a flat circle after all. But, you know, we'll have to see. As of right now, Lycus Empire looking good, looking like they've rebounded, so to speak, as they seem to have needed to, especially after that first round.
yeah, the Rizzler on this Cali again. Clearly Wildcard have a strat for this top floor take, where they just like bring the Cali for these super long angles that you can create through freezer and into cocktail. No IQ though means that these Valk cams are not going to be spotted out as easily. And with it being 5v5 with a minute 30 left on the clock, there are no cams for the Sokobi to have. The util dump starting Shrimp with a great pick on the mine. It's not looking too good for this wildcard squad. They're only now getting this piano control. The shield is still standing. But that's a great pick from Il Secret, cutting off Mari on that pixel position. Can they take piano off of this? Minute 15 left. They're making pretty good time here, and they have the drones, they have the info. But so does the defense. Bleach on this Valkyrie, Shrimp with still with a BP on pocket. Will they be able to use this info on what the attack is doing? Do they have the read? Spleech playing underneath with the C4, 50 seconds left. I think she'll be going for this late round to try and play spoiler on the round, get rid of the planter as it comes down. Turler in C1, Shrimp in white, Panda also holding white. Ooh, a little bit of an overswing from Turler as Cass starts walking in, planning on trash. Does Spleech have the read with the C4? Does she know? Or will Panda go down for free?
Cass gets
C4
it
misses,
off.
then Cass gets a frown.
Oh,
2v4, Shrimp
gets her
into the
though.
2v3. Shrimp into the 2v3, swinging out into Freezer, a Secret in Cigar holding Bully on red, and Paula still on this rappel, holding the long angle onto Trash. How will Lycus bring back this retake? Panda walking up onto heaven,
it's up
has
to
the read
Panda.
on his signal shape.
Oh,
Gets the
she
one on the
doesn't
Bully.
whiff.
Secret still outside, also on this rappel. Can Impala and Secret finish this? Oh! Secret on the skylight. This is an incredible position, but Panda
Whoa.
with the kill. Does Impala have the angle, or will this be a defuse?
Defenders disabled the
It's a
Shrimp gets it.
defuse.
Oh,
Defender
she has a
mission
Republic
successful.
again.
Yep, bugged part 2 for the Rizzler at Ermin Pala on X. Unbelievable. As this is the game that we play, ladies and gentlemen. But as of now, it is 5-3 for Lycus. I feel like it
3-1.
could be or 3-1. You're right. I don't know, where did I get 5-3 from? But yeah, I feel like Wildcard Queens actually might have had that if they weren't a repel
Attackers
bug
need
right
to
then.
locate and defuse
For sure,
the
but
bomb.
I also have to question what Secret was doing on that skylight. Maybe it was a bit of a perspective diff, but she just gets smoked off the angle, and she was very much the win con for that post plant.
Very good point. Let's hope it doesn't happen again. Or Cass? It was Cass, right?
The Secret.
Secret. Yeah, let's hope it doesn't happen again for Secret this round here.
Unfortunate having 2 out of the 4 rounds, both on this piano repel spot for Rizzler, just being bugged, unable to really make any impact for their team.
Attackers must locate
So
and
the Secret is out. Let's hope that Secret doesn't end up getting the bug again, as we are looking at a little bit more of a standard sit and hold from Lycus on the defense. Cass, hoping that she doesn't end up getting any kind of bug either. And unless she's trying to go up, not quite sure. Oh no, okay. Oh, thank God.
Alright, and looking at the lineups here, unlike their previous reading attack, they seem to be going for a lot more of a standard clear here. Bring the IQ, seeing that these Valcams have been sort of very helpful for Lycus and that they need to get rid of them. Bully on the Buck for that vert play, Mine on the Ash as that pretty dependable entry. What util can Secret hack here to make this aggress easier?
She would have to hack something that Paula doesn't end up taking out. And it looks like Paula's going to do that anyway if she can. I would have thought maybe a default cam there could have been pretty good for Secret to get, but yeah. Look at it now. You know, Shrimp and Mari are both over there really holding that side very well. Cass doing what she can with her ace charges. She does end up getting something open. I'm not quite sure which wall she ended up getting open. Now she's going for that cocktail wall there. She ends up getting a little bit of it.
Minute 20 left on the clock here. Wildcard Queens still don't really have this Burt control. They haven't made Burt yet. But Cass, walking up on inner bar, has something to say. Isn't able to get the pick up on the Shrimp. And with this 2-piece, wow, that's a great shot from Cass.
Oh.
Good read
Panda
from
with
Panda with the
nitro.
C4. And Mari with the shotgun is able to get one. Can she get the second?
their diffuser.
Turler being able to finish it out.
Oh!
Dropped.
Oh, the double swing! Unbelievable. Spleech cleans that one up. for Lycus Empire, but wow, that was going downhill fast there for a second.
I really like the adaptation from Lycus to hold on to this top floor a little harder and have more people. The trade game from Lycus looked incredible. They were able to constantly keep trading out these picks with the C4s, with the counter swings, unlike last round where they all
Oh, and
sort
look
of
at
dropped
that.
off and got it. And now we have a timeout from Wildcard Queens.
Something that you don't see very often from Wildcard Queens is them taking their timeout. I think throughout the entire BO5, they only took 2. So, yeah, this is certainly interesting. You could. I'm not. Oh, yeah, you're right. It's Sam. It was Sam, wasn't it? That is very true. Bring
Yes.
it up. Yeah.
So Fox Sam was the coach for Wildcard, and few weeks back he was let go of his role. So I don't know if Wildcard have a coach as of now, but this timeout, I would love to see what this timeout looks like without that coach that they've had for the Harmony season.
That's very true.
We said that they didn't make any roster moves. That was for the main 5, but dropping a coach is still a pretty big deal, especially when you're going to these timeouts. And going into the last attack, I wonder how they will switch up their game
Attackers need
plan,
to locate and
having
defuse
had a
as
minute
many
to talk
bombs as
about
they
it.
can.
That's very true. I think there's a big difference in the morale of the room and the reason why you feel like you're taking the timeout. Like, I feel like one thing that Sam might not have done as well with the Wildcard Queens was, knowing when to take the proper timeout. And whether they have a coach right now or not, I feel like right then was a good time. Maybe you had a chance to stop any momentum that Lycus thought that they were getting. They had already been up pretty heavy on you, and there's a chance they could continue that right here and make it 5-1, but anything's possible. Maybe the timeout ended up working in their favor this time. They, went under Sam as their coach. They weren't necessarily too heavy of a timeout type taking team. That was a lot of tease. But they didn't really take too many timeouts. That was also a lot of tease. And now you're going to hope that they have their timeout game back on point.
For this last defense, we see Vampire going back to that first floor site, and they won it pretty convincingly, but honestly, I would point out mistakes on the Wildcard Queen side, even though they were able to get that opening pick on the Shrimp very well. That I would credit those more than any real play from Vampire other than punishing those mistakes.
That's
So
very true.
they seem to be going for this top down again, and we see from the Vampire side that they're not really holding top floor at all. Only Shrimp and Pillar is really doing anything, and if it's like last round at all, Shrimp will fall off pretty quickly. So will they be able to use this vert control? Will they be able to clear out top bottom well enough to, beat out this hold from Vampire, unlike last time where they faltered?
Honestly, I like what I'm seeing as of right now out of Lycus in the defense. I like the fact that they've got a little bit more of a floaty playstyle going on here. A little bit more of a floaty playstyle going on here with Shrimp floating around and ended up being in, Lord knows, an absolutely perfect position here to possibly get the opening pick for Lycus. Such a great position she's in here, though.
This is actually a nutty angle onto White Stairs. I wonder if Wildcard will get caught out by it.
They
I'm seeing
might.
the outlines dance around it and getting nervous. Ooh! Wooly shooting at the C4 in midair. That would have been a kill
Look
for
at
Sweech.
that.
Panda trying to keep up these red stairs, see if she can make a play onto Bully as she makes this vert, but if Wildcard have anything to say about it, they should have tracks, they should have drones, they should have info on this attempt. So Panda will just hold still in the small bake and wait for her opportunity. The Bully is absolutely piecing this floor apart with the buck. They're making great progress here, 55 seconds, setting up for this execute. They will most likely go for this bunker drop again.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they keep Bully on the roster for. It's all about being able to create as much... there's almost no one that I can think of that's better at creating pressure the way that Bully is, especially if you put her on the buck. As Cass gets the opening pick on Tamari here, and they're looking to make their execute now. They're looking to make it known. Secret ends up taking Spleech out. DMR straight to her body. Mine takes out Shrimp. 2v5 now for the Wildcard Queens. 2v4 Turler. It's one back on the Rizzler at Ermin Paulo on X.
Panda has retaken top floor, and there's absolutely no one here. She could be absolutely massive at denying this plant. Cass planning on the bomb chassis.
Whoa.
Turler able to deny it. Turler, you have to go!
Nope.
And no. great hold from Wildcard to make sure that they don't throw the round in the final seconds. If Secret doesn't move at that exact second, Turler
Yep.
could have been able to finish the round out and play spoiler.
100%.
It looked a
100%.
bit scary in the end, even though Wildcard was absolutely dominating the execute with the 5v2, but they close it out, and with a 2-4 split, that's not terrible on Cafe going on to the
Nope.
defensive half.
Exactly. Yeah. And Lycus proved to be a dangerous and deadly defending team. One that's even better than how I was just talking about Wildcard Queens in their last matchup. But now we get to see how Wildcard Queens can fare against a team that, in all honesty, dominated and tore apart their defense last time Wildcard Queens was defending against them.
Mine here playing the Jaeger, as we saw her do on Border earlier. She clearly enjoys this operator, and it's a very powerful one for the piano hold. Impala also on this one by playing very much into this util sync on the Pixel Shield, reminiscent of some of the metas back in 2021, 2022.
Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb. Attackers drop the diffuser. Attackers recover the diffuser.
A little bit of diffuser swapping. As Secret trying to get those Echo drones in perfect position. Secret had done a few different things like this last time, but it was never to any avail, as the drones would either be taken out or Secret would be taken out before there was any value. So you gotta hope that something is going to change here, as Mari looking to go up and around here, doing her due diligence, of course. Now it's her turn. Take the hatches out.
Looking at the util on the side of Lycus Vampire, it doesn't seem like they have a lot of stuff for this clear, right? If Mine puts all 3 ADSs plus the Impala magnets, that is an insane amount of util that they need to commit in order to open this up. And they really only have smoke nades and frags to clear this out. I wonder if they'll even be able to get out this Pixel Shield and Mine playing close on this ticket position. It might be time to rotate the take over towards Cocktail side instead of trying to go for this piano, as the util dump seemed a little too arduous for what Lycus had brought.
It all
Impala.
really depends here. It all really depends.
Spleech is on top of these red stairs. She has dropped, so I think she's going to be trying to play spoiler, as it seems the majority of the take is actually on this Cocktail side. Spleech just seems to be the backstab lurk operator here. Panda putting the fire out. Mari, the frag grenade kill on the Secret. You don't see that very often. I wonder where that was from. She seems to be on Skylight. What an insane kill for her.
Look at Mine being scouted out, though.
Spleech walking up with the line scan. They should be able to take the space here, but Spleech instead favoring to sort of stick her head onto this red door and not aggress. But as these Capital smokes go out, do they have the read? Impala getting lit up here.
Ooh.
And that's a huge backstab from
Cass.
Spleech. Not able to catch out Cass. Great kill onto Mine. She's sticking on this new balcony. Plant is not down, but we still have 40 seconds. Mari on the rappel, able to kill it.
5v1
And it's a 5v1
here.
for Bully here, challenging this Cocktail rappel. Does she have it?
Attackers are activating
Getting lit up.
diffuser. Defenders have
Able to
located
kill
the
Shrimp, but traded out immediately by Mari. That was a beautiful attack from Lycus, and Wildcard just didn't have the answers.
Get Lycus.
They got Lycus.
They did, yeah. Hey, you can't say get spleeched, because it was a team effort. Like, they all contributed. Even the 2 newest members being Turler and Shrimp, like, they were a part of this. You know, Mari, Spleech, and Panda, they all played their roles perfectly, and they're proving why they are one of, if not the best, women's team on the scene right now.
And now
Getting Lycus is real.
getting Lycus is indeed real. And with that, Lycus have established a 5-2 half, taking off Wildcard's first defensive round. And I'm pretty sure that's not how Wildcard want to start their defense.
Not at all.
Lycus have been doing this Cocktail clear for months at this point, and it's pretty well known. So I'm surprised to see that Wildcard didn't have a response for it. And it's cool to see that these two newest members of Turler and Shrimp both knew their roles in this clear so well and were able to play it. Spleech having an absolutely massive backstab, clearing out those freezer positions, and killing mine on the
Attackers are
piano.
heading out to defuse a bomb.
It's just what you want to see from a team that is so well put together. Lycus Vampire they really do this. Like, this isn't just a 10-man to them. This is real life. This is real stuff. They've played in other leagues before, and they've shown their premise and their prowess. But when it comes to the women's scene, I mean, they're almost untouchable, and they're proving it once again by going up against one of the biggest and best teams, being Wildcard Queens, and just doing what they did to them last time. The Lycus Vampire are the reigning champs for a reason. Guess who they beat? They beat the team they're up 5-2 on right now. I can't count Wildcard out at all, because they did beat them that regular season in that BO1, and then they also took 2 rounds off of them in 3 maps, but they got to the dance in the first place. So that's what I'm saying. And look at that. Secret takes Mari out early. It's all about the Valkyrie. It's all about being on the cams and getting great info. It's more of a stall-heavy lineup I've noticed here from Wildcard Queens.
That's a Gridlock gun too. That's your flank watch operator. And looking at the lineup of the ops, it's clear that they're trying to go for this cocktail side again. Secret able to get that pick untraded, it seems. No one really pushing her out of her position. Shrimp instead parking on this bottom white stairs, getting ready to walk up with Case. Spleech underneath, making vertical, but Secret underneath her. Can she play spoiler? Can she do something big here and further dismantle this Lycus attack?
I think Shrimp is going to play a very important part in this if Lycus are going to come back. But Bully ends up taking her out.
An unfortunate sprint across, and Bully happens to be holding the angle. And that's your Case down, outside of Laundry, right? This attack suddenly got a lot more difficult. It's a 3v5, Case is down. However, Spleech being on that cocktail rappel should help things. We need to start piecing off these cuts and trying to work tactics. Or not Spleech, sorry, Panda. But Turler on the white stairs getting back the Case. However, Secret in Mining Room. This might come to a head-to-head here, and even though it's a 3v5, do Wildcard have the right crosses to play out this man advantage? They've been so good about that across these last few rounds. Wildcard's strength as a team has always been being able to play in a man advantage, but with 30 seconds left, the pack is stalling out really bad. Secret has info, she has the C4, and Spleech walking up Cigar Shop, takes down Bully, still pushing her. Almost gets mine there. It's actually looking like a winnable round here. Turler trying to walk in through trash to get this plant down. Spleech gets killed by Cass. They're both in bar, Panda and Turler. And Panda getting pieced together. Gets one, a crazy shot on the Rizzler. Another insane shot on the mine. But in the 1v2.
You're going to have to plant here.
Yeah, and it's looking all but not. Cass and Cigar Lounge has the easy cleanup. Secret's probably staring at her right now.
It was.
A great attempt in the 3v5, but losing that Gridlock early and then just losing pace from there proved too much for Lycus. They couldn't bring it back in the round.
And that's not something that you see every day with a team that is supposed to be so dominant and dangerous as Lycus Vampire. They stalled out a little bit, and then they kind of, started sputtering like they were turning the car over a little bit, but then, boom, car died again. And that was the end of it right there. Especially when I saw Spleech get that kill and then go right back down. I had a pretty good idea that it was all over that round specifically, and it ended up being that way. So it's really about keeping your most important assets alive and making sure that you don't stall out in the way that we just saw Lycus stall out. And it's not, like I say, it's not something you see every day at all from this Lycus Vampire team.
Going to first floor here, Wildcard Queens bringing a pretty flirtatious lineup, to put it lightly. Impala playing that Warden, probably going to be playing that VIP shield, but mine on that Alibi. No recoil, crazy rate of fire, good magazine. Mine's clearly a fan of this Alibi pick, and it also helps with holding this VIP, but I don't think she's going to be floating around too much in sight. I think she's going to be playing that second floor, trying to deny the vert clear that Lycus Vampire is clearly going for, bringing the Ram in the book and the Dokkaebi.
One thing I can say, you don't want Cass to get behind small bait counter because nothing good is going to come from it.
For sure. It seems like Lycos have the read though. They have the util they need in order to start working this third floor clear. But instead, Mari's choosing to work reception door, seeing if she can get a pick on a small office or coat check, but decides to go against it. Instead, repelling up to the top floor. We also see that in that previous Harmony game, when Wildcard won, their biggest asset was mine in these lurk
Yep,
positions,
it
being
was.
able to hold a single position and get 3 kills and just absolutely fry everyone off of it. So what are Lycos Vampire going to do this round to stop that from happening?
That was around the time that mine had set a record that ended up not being beaten until Harmony was done. With the 22 kills she ended up getting, like, that could have either been the Vampire game or the one before that, but either way, like, the mine has been just as important to Wildcard Queens as someone like Bleach and Panda have been to Lycos Vampire. As
We say
mine
that.
say that, yep, and there goes Shrimp taking her out.
And that's a camp tech too. That's an incredible amount of info now gained, especially with Secret on this Maestro. We suddenly can perfectly see all of sight, as these Maestro cams are certainly designed to stop plant. And with a minute 10 left, 2 Ram Boogies still in pocket, and enough buck ammo, they're going to start piecing apart this floor, getting this vert control ready to go for this execute. Shrimp standing white stairs, just holding for the aggress. Bleach holding her vert angles. 50 seconds left. They're making incredible time.
This is what you wait for if you're Lycos Vampire. This is what you're looking for. You had a little bit of a drop right then. You've got the floor being destroyed, white stairs being covered, Turler doing her job with the Flores drones. This is the standard attack if you're Lycos Vampire. This is what you're looking for.
Yeah, in order to attack the site, what you really need is you need to make sure that the person dropping white or freezer doesn't die to this VIP guy, and that you have holds on freezer door and mining double door. And as you see, Panda's able to stun it out. They whiff, but they also had an incredible amount of pressure on them. Bully getting the nice trade, but still, the crosses are there.
10 seconds now.
10 seconds left. Okay, never mind. Secret's the GOAT. Able to piece together a kill, Cass able to get it back as well, and Mari is stuck in a 1v3 on an island.
With no diffuser either, yep. Save the
On
KD.
paper, the attack looked perfect from start to finish,
It
but
did.
clearly something went wrong a little bit. Maybe a little bit of over-aggression or the wrong angles being held. But there was absolutely nothing to stop Secret and Cass from just destroying the attack. And as Lycos say that, Lycos Vampire
Look
taking
at
their time out.
that. Lycos taking a timeout. It's not something that you see, like, at all. So you gotta believe that they were up 5-2. Now it's 5-4. It's looking a lot different than it did the last time these two teams played together, huh?
Yeah, and I mean, losing those last 2 rounds back to back, especially that last attack where it really should have been a Lycos Vampire victory since they had all the answers to the problems. I would have taken the time out here to just take a breather, figure out why are we not holding the angles we need to, why are we overswinging and overcommitting to these and letting Bully just absolutely destroy our VIP and Brown pressure.
Letting Secret destroy anyone who falls through a hatch as well.
And with that timeout done, we see Mari on the glass. I hope she actually sticks it, but
Yeah, it's usually when she swaps.
she usually hovers that glass and then swaps off at last second. Makes me sad.
Bully on the Solace. Interesting. She can't swap off of that, unlike Mari can swap off of the glass. Big Solace guy here. I will say this is certainly a interesting pick to say the least.
Making these feed holes though, bringing the shotgun, this site requires so much setup. And running the Goyo and the Wamai, it makes it difficult to get all of that done, so especially Impala on the MPX, Bully having to do a lot of the heavy lifting with the shotgunning. I hope none of these vert angles get left in the haze.
The possibility.
Secret on this Lucy though, Lucy's a really good operator for a hold like this. There's so many gaps usually in a reading defense, especially if you're not careful. Lucy sort of patches those up to make it easy, but Mario on the Bravo might have something to say about these Banshees, hacking them and making them not an issue, opening up those gaps for them to take.
Good point. As we're seeing everyone go back to what they do best on the map known as Cafe. And that goes straight up to the roof and open the hatches and plan your push from there. Very standard. Trying to get that wall open now. And then Turler that way. Turler's at least going to get a hole in it, I would assume. Based on the lineup here, no wall denial at all. Very roam heavy, site setup-esque lineup from the wildcard queen.
Rizzler playing in Cigar and Spleech drops right into it. Do they know about her position here?
They might not. I didn't even know about it, so good point.
Oh, nope, never mind. She's back in Pixel. Having this cross with Cass here in Bathroom, they're gonna double hold Piano. And with a site like this, even though the site isn't top floor, holding this top floor and denying this vert play is so important. But they're taking Cigar Shop, Ash and Ram both working together, the R4C duos.
Here we go.
Further getting a catch on the Cass, that's the Bathroom position gone, and Paulo pushing up, seeing if she can
Time
get
for the
one.
Rizzler to go crazy. Never mind.
No, she trades with Spleech.
She
That's actually a
traded,
great pick.
yeah.
Ash is gone. And while you're hoping to get Shrimp there too, you can't be too angry with it. 4v3, minute 20 left. They have no vert control yet.
Shrimp is hurt.
This is actually looking good for Wildcard despite being in the man disadvantage. Bully still in bar, could play spoilers. Secret in emo. Do they know about these positions? Mine still holding reading Fireplace just for the end of the round, but Bully trying to piece together a pick here, waste some more time, but she's off on an island. I don't think she can drop off here, and they're starting to coil around her. These Lycus Vampire players pushing up. One in bar, one on stacks, the cocktail window being held. Does Bully have the read on this Ram? No, she does not. Panda able to clean her up into the 4v2. 40 seconds left. It's looking good for Lycus, but time is getting low, and if they panic here, Mine and Secret could play absolutely massive spoiler and stop these plants in their tracks. Patience as it goes down to 30 seconds, droning out the rest of site, seeing what's clear and what isn't. Mari walking up white for the backstab, Panda, Shrimp, and Turler still on this third floor. Shirley going for the pillar drop, and right we see Ace drop into pillar along with this Ram, but Secret does have the flank. Does she know? Creating the vault angle, but Plant is going down to this default position. Almost gets a pick onto the pillar. Mine walking up, popping the Goyo can. Plant does go down. Mine with a missed shot onto Mari, and it's a 1v3 for Secret. Low health on all these Lycus players, but it's a bad position for Mari. Too many holes, too many
User
vaults.
sound.
Turler on 1 HP, a bit of a whiff from both of them, unable to clear any kills. 30 seconds left in the plant timer. Mine has to go quicker, or Secret has to go quicker here. Pushing slowly, carefully, trying to get this ace. Pushes into 90, pushing up into
Come
pillar.
on, Secret.
She can't even get a pick. They're not giving her anything onto heaven. Just
Oh,
so many
no.
picks. 1 HP left.
Oh,
Able to
Secret
get
does get
Turler,
one. No.
But Mari has the trade.
Man.
Absolutely perfect from Lycus, even in that low time effort, keeping their cool. And I wonder if Secret was just in emo, able to deny that pillar a second earlier, does that round go to wildcard? But Lycus played that 4v2 perfectly. They were
It
able
definitely
to.
could have been a little different.
It looked dicey there, but Lycus Empire, having the reads, having the crosses all held to make sure that Mine nor Secret could play spoiler and stop that plant from going down.
Had a very good chance of things being different. You always want to see Secret succeed. Shout out Secret. But yeah, I mean, and she did get one. That she was looking good, and you were right when you said that if she would have moved a little bit earlier, maybe there was a chance that she could have not necessarily denied, but definitely changed the tide of the round, so to speak, a little bit. And yeah, I mean, if you're Lycus, you still think that you're looking good enough to where this can be the end of it right here.
Under the prep phase, Secret onto this Valkyrie. I was surprised we didn't see the Valk be that effectual in previous rounds, not even choosing to run it last round. But it's good to see it back again on this third floor bomb site. Secret just running around, trying to play around first floor, second floor, see what impact she can make. Lycus having a pretty decent lineup, I think, to solve this attack. You only have Impala on the Wamai. There's no Jaeger this time, so the util sync won't be as much of an issue, especially with Panda on the Grim being able to burn, Spleech on the Zoph having those stuns to burn with it, and Mario on the Flores to clear the util without even using a nade.
Yeah, in all honesty, I think it's all about the positioning of the Wamai discs that are in the hands of the Rizzler at Pala on X. You got to make sure those are in a decent enough spot where it actually benefits the team in a way where it can keep some of this heavy util out, being the Zofia, even being a Grim canister. Maybe if you catch a Grim canister, or I would say maybe a frag grenade from Shrimp. But I think your main goal here as the Rizzler at Pala on X is to try to get some of those Grim Bees, and now, with the help of your teammate Mine, you're not going to have to worry about Zofia burning your Wamai disc at all.
She got that pick from inside piano, says Spleech must have gotten caught off on a rappel or something. That's a pretty big loss. That's a lot of utility gone, and that's also your main entry op. Looking at the kill differential across the board, Lycus have been incredibly balanced, and same with Wildcard, honestly. Impala on 2, still not having her best game, but this
She's
kill
the
differential's not too well. She is the Rizzler. She's got Aura. Mario and the piano repel. They seem to be going for a piano overtake rather than their typical cocktail strat. And with Cigar being cleared, they should be able to take piano here. 2 in there, 1 on couches, 1 on pixel. Mario able to catch out the couches player, but this player is still in pixel. And Secret underneath with the C4 able to catch out Shrimp. That's an incredible C4 from Wildcard, able to bring back the numbers in their favor into the 4v3.
Oof.
Really bad whiff from Bully though, and Mario's able to equalize. 3v3 into the numbers, trying to walk down this white hall.
I think it's all about Mari here. I think if Mari can get the right pick, this could be wraps for Lycus.
Panda on this rappel too. What can she do? I don't think it's a great position, but Impala
Impala's hurt, and she's kind of trapped, honestly.
Rizzler trapped in the C1 spot as Mari walks up white. Gets smoked by Secret though. So Panda and Turler now have to piece together a 2v3 from Cigar. 25 seconds left. Cass does have the angle from Stacks, and Impala does have the angle from C1. Secret also able to play spoiler and push up in order if they need the cross. Turler is in sight on this shelf position, pushing up. Can she get a kill here? Can they work a pick? It's still a 2v3. They get Impala off C1, but Secret back in piano, able to play spoiler, and Turler trying to plant.
Yeah.
Great round from Secret, able to get the 2-piece to clean it up. That's honestly a great round from everyone on Wildcard.
It was.
Enabling her with the info. Impala played that perfectly to deny so much time and resources. You saw how tunnel vision Lycus Vampire got on killing her, allowing Secret to just walk up piano and play spoiler, killing both of them.
I mean, you've got a good point bringing that up. I feel like that was a great attempt by Lycus, but I think they just got caught out of place and just doing the wrong things at the wrong time. I think right then. I liked what I saw out of them, and I feel like if they were to run that back, 5 times out of 6 they would probably, or 4 times out of 6 at least, I feel like they would have probably won that. But Wildcard Queens look just as strong, in my opinion.
Going back to this first floor bomb site, I wonder how Wildcard Queens will hold it. It felt like this round was very much a Lycus Vampire throw into that 5v5, but I wonder if Lycus will be able to clean it up 7-5, or if we will have overtime in this upper bracket final.
Oh, I know. It is certainly coming down to the wire here.
Much closer game than any of the ones we saw in the finals.
Yes, 100%.
Glad that we got an actual competitive match. I was scared that it would be another blowout.
Another blowout, yeah. I was thinking the same. Wildcard Queens have been on it lately, though. The way that they beat Kitten Queens in such a close game. Like, Kitten Queens, back when they were big girls, gave Lycus just as much of a problem. So, I mean, they've been showing that they're here to stay and they're here to go toe-to-toe with the best, being Lycus.
Turler here knocking on white door, trying to get rid of this VIP position, maybe with a Flores drone. But Impala playing that will not let their shield get cleared quite so easily. What can the Flores do when the Riz face is activated?
I'm gonna let you sit in that one for a second. That was crazy, but yeah, Paula's in such a power position here. You've got to find a way to be able to, knock her out of that. I think Turler is probably the main one. Maybe Mari, maybe Panda, but I think it comes down to either of those three. Turler is going to be a big one with the Flores drone, as it looks like it might be making its way in here.
Does Impala have the read though? Oh, the Flores drone instead
Ooh, it went
swerves
the other
right.
way.
Where it's
Going
getting
for
this
the
bubble
Maestro
inside.
cam. That's
Actually really smart. Yeah. It's clear that if we look at Shrimp's position and Spleech, it's pretty clear that they're going for this top-down take, already making this vert with Ram. Wildcard didn't really challenge that at all, so getting all that site util gone and actually challenging, getting ready for this execute is very much in the mood. Impala's shield also moving, but
Attackers dropped the
they're getting a
diffuser.
lot of pressure here from this white position. No one's challenging their dining hall though. On drones up top this brown position, will they be able to clear out all of these things? It seems like they've carved a nice little alcove for themselves with this vertical, with Impala leaving out in VIP. They should be able to just drop hatch and go for plant, and as long as they're holding the whiskey double and they're holding this freezer extension, Panda should be able to get plant down pretty easily now that Maestro cam's gone.
Shrimp doing her best bully impression there. Paula gets the first kill.
Spleech right off the angle. The Goyo can's popping now. The time is looking incredibly dire. Lycus Vampire don't have the util they need.
That's
they don't
25
have the
seconds
time
of
left.
fire. That's 25
Yeah.
seconds of fire right there.
And into the 5v3 Secret, able to clear it. Panda gets a trade, but it says 4v2, 4v1. Shrimp's left.
And that's
Mine.
OT that fast. What?
That looked like
Unbelievable.
It looked like a great attack from Vampire at first, but
It broke
Just
down so quickly.
the stall from Wildcard working perfectly, and some of the mismatches in the execute, people walking when they shouldn't be, getting caught up in those double solo plays. And now we're 6-6 OT. If Vampire a little quicker on that vert play, or they're a little more patient on that execute and coordinated, maybe this would be 7-5. But they're back on this attack, and they have to make it happen. Defense, the
have
favorite
to.
site, 4-2
Yeah.
for both
Attackers
teams.
need to locate and defuse as many bombs.
Yeah, it's 4-2 both teams. You're right. Defense is the favored site.
Attackers have
favorite
located
side.
the bomb.
Lycus have been known to stall out on their attacks a little bit, as we've seen, as we just saw. So I mean, what is really gonna come out of this? Like, I feel like if they let Wildcard Queens continue to stay hot, they're gonna lose that last defense round, and it's probably gonna be 8-6 Wildcard. Like, the Wildcard have just been on another level. They've been on a tear ever since the 4-2 side swap.
10 seconds to insertion.
Going back to this first floor site, they clearly like it, and I don't blame them at all. Lycus have lost it both rounds when it mattered the most.
Attackers' objective
And
is to defuse a bomb.
keeping the Ram, keeping the Brava this time, it seems like they're going for this top down again. But that hasn't worked the last few times, even though the initial clear has seemed good. What are they going to do differently this time to make sure that happens? What do you think, Sam?
I don't know. Honestly, I have zero idea. What's gonna have to be different, in my opinion, is the util coming out of Shrimp and Spleech. We're gonna have to see everything that they can get either hacked or destroyed, and we're gonna have to see Turler do some serious floor work in order to maybe make this at least a little bit different.
None of the wildcard players are on the second floor, so they're giving Vert incredibly early. We have 2 minutes left. I personally don't like this from wildcard. I think letting Lycus get all of this control so quick and make that Vert isn't the move, but they did it last time, and it did work out for them, so even though there's absolutely no pressure being put on these top floor players, somehow Lycus are still managing to stall out on this Vert play and on this execute.
And stalling out is not something that you usually see out of this team.
Great impact nade from Cass to deny that ace charge. Just wasting some of that util, but the headhole still opens up, so it does its job. And the fact that they're even going for Bakery at all suggests to me that they might be trying
Cass.
something different.
Look at her. You don't let her sit in this position unless you're looking for it to be over with.
That was a great little micro play, flashing through the vert, but you have to clear that
Look at
Banshee.
that! Look at Kaz!
You
Kaz
have
goes
to clear
off
that
when you
Banshee.
put her in small bake.
And now Panda getting a trade onto there, and wow, it's a 4v2!
Oh my lord! It's
A
up to
flurry
Kaz
of
actually.
kills. Flurry, yep, Cass left in the 1v4, able to get the
She
bakery
gets one
kill.
though. I'm telling you, do not go into her domain of small bake. She will make you pay.
Less than a 1v2, 1 HP left. Panda opening up the freezer wall, going for a plant here on this bomb chassis. Cass in bakery, toiling around, but oh, the Goyo fire!
25 seconds of fire. Look
Panda
at
can't
that.
take this. And Cass is back in rice now. Turler has the vert on her,
Ooh.
but
Another
that
25
whiskey
seconds
is
of fire
getting
there.
Whiskey fired off. Panda going into kitchen, taking that fire, hitting that in kitchen sinks. Turler
planting.
still holding this third floor. Does she have the read? Yes, she
Oof.
does. A great little 2v1 from Lycus Vampire, using this vertical control to deny Cass's exit, but it did get dicey there for a second. Cass almost winning it out in that 1v4. I really
Yeah.
like the flash nades through the vert
telling
into
you.
Spike, but they didn't clear out that Banshee, so it was difficult for Shrimp to actually take the control she needed and get the timing on the kill.
Yeah, I mean, not only that, look at the position that they left Cass in. This has happened to multiple different teams, multiple different times on this map. You let Cass sit in small bait, and she will make you pay. The only reason she died there, fun fact, she wasn't in small bake anymore. What did she do when she was in small bake right then? 3 kills. What does she do every time she's in small bake? She gets kills. That's just like taking one of my favorite women's teams of all time, Ember Eclipse. You take them to Chalet, you're gonna see some problems. And if you let Cass sit in small bake, the exact same thing. She's just so deadly and dangerous with what she does up there in small bake. I mean, it's honestly insane. And she was the driving force behind almost winning that and making it 7-6 WCQ instead.
Attackers must locate and defuse the bomb.
For their last defensive round, Lycus Vampire choosing to go to the second floor site. They've won it pretty convincingly both times, so since that's surprising to see. Wildcard failing on their preferred site, so Vampire's up 7-6. How will they piece together this attack? Bringing Bully on the buck, seeming to go for this top floor clear over, but will they be able to make this top floor clear work, or will they lose themselves in the stall?
Well, I mean, you know, bringing Bully on the buck is like brushing your teeth in the morning. You're going to do it whether you want to or not, and it's going to be effective either way. So she does what she does so well in the way that they're fixing to hack that drone right back to the team. Would you look at that? That completely negates any Mozzie play. That's insane, actually.
I always love that interaction. It's a fun one. Another fun one is if you Bravo drone a Mozzie pest and then a Mozzie drives one of their drones into it, it hacks back.
I actually did not know that.
That happened to me earlier yesterday.
Wow.
Minute 50 left. They're knocking on cigar door, clearly trying to make this top floor 2 work. I think they're making pretty good pace here, especially if they open up that freezer wall. We see Spleech playing the white stairs and Mari and Shrimp playing those cocktail places. Last time that wildcard attempted to attack this, when they were playing it like that, they got pieced together by Mari on that shotgun and the trade gain was just too good. But Bully walking up, knowing C1 is clear, she has this read, Cass an inner bar, gets C4'd off Panda. What a great C4 from Panda. These Valcams are just these Valcams are ruining Wildcard Queens. 5v3
That could be
for
round
Lycus.
defining here.
They need this IQ to get rid of this util. 4v3 though, Mine bringing it back on Shrimp, and Mine clearly having the read on this player tucked into reading, but is she able to do anything about Mari on Panda in reading? Mari's still on the 3rd floor, but Impala knocking out at them.
Right there in the corner, tucked away, and she almost got her.
With the hip fire!
Ooh.
Rizzler. Too much aura.
Impala on X.
And she has the vert onto this Panda.
She caught her lacking.
It's a 3v2. They've isolated
How
out
do you
Mine.
let this happen?
They've isolated out this raiding position. Spleech will have to go absolutely massive here to stop Impala from planning, but Mine is on this door. Secret is
She's
in
gonna
pillar.
get the plant down.
They have the crosses to stop this from happening.
Oh!
No, they don't!
Ah, she got
Spleech
it down
gets the
though.
kill.
And there that goes.
That was a
Wow.
really good try. 7-7, max OT here. We're gonna
How
see
else would
all
you
15
have it?
rounds.
Yeah, how else would you have it in number 1 versus number 2? This is what a lot of people were expecting the BO5 to end up being like, and it was just an off day for the Wildcard Queens. I feel like that BO5 was, but yeah, we're back at it again. They're proving it right here, right now. The 2 best teams in the women's scene. It's almost no doubt at this point. Look at this max OT in the upper bracket finals. Lycus versus Wildcard. How else would you have
Attackers need to
scripted it?
locate and defuse bombs.
You
Running
couldn't have.
back this first floor site, they clearly like doing this, even though they got pieced together by Lycus so well. What will they do differently? Because Lycus, I think, played that round phenomenally, going for that big retake. Because even though they lost it on that big retake, everyone else across the map just had a flurry of kills to bring it into the 1v4. And while Cass did try her hardest getting 2 of them, she was unable to pull it over the finish line. We see the
Pull
Captain
it over the finish line was correct.
10 seconds to go.
bringing the Sledge and the Ram. I think they're gonna go for a brick clear again. Wildcard Queens don't seem to like roaming at all in the site. They really do favor this bunker style hold. So I expect Vampire to be able to get all of this vert control very quickly again. Will they go for the freezer drop this time, or will they try and make Bakery work again, though, is the real question. Once they get that early in mid floor control.
I don't know if they're going to be able to push Cass out of small bake if that's where she is again. So I feel like, but I also feel like the freezer drop is not going to do them any favors either. So it really all depends on how the defenders and Wildcard Queens end up playing this and how the attackers, like the Empire, can play around them.
Turler doing her due diligence, droning out second floor for the 4th time this game. And she knows there's no one up here, but you have to do your job. You have to make sure, just in case Wildcard wanted to throw in something spicy on the very last round. I'm surprised to see that no one is like ratting in laundry right now, to be honest. That seems like a very Wildcard play to do on match OT.
Yeah.
But they have the 3rd floor and 2nd floor control, and they know it. Minute gone, they can start piecing together these floorboards and trying to work out this util to figure out where exactly do they want Case to go down and what do they want with execute. Cass on 1 HP, losing a ton of HP.
I just saw that. Oh no.
She got pieced together. The
did.
Capitao just too much on the bakery door. And without that Wamai, they just had no stall for it. The Goyo Fire was able to stop the advance into bakery, but that's your bakery player gone, and she has been so effective in that position.
Yes. That's bad. That spells bad news for Wildcard right now.
Turler also on this vert, able to hold these angles while the rest of the team starts poking outside bakery, seeing what can they do about this Kochek player. Shrimp with a kill onto Bully here.
Oof.
She's in bakery. They've
apart.
taken this control. They have the entry, but wow. No! Impala with a huge whiff!
The Rizzler.
That could lose
And
in the round, and that's a flawless.
Flawless. It ends just as fast as it started. Unbelievable.
What a finish to such a close
Yeah.
series, with Lycus Vampire just running and sweeping away with it with the bakery take. Turns out those freezer drops weren't working, and they just needed to go big.
Yeah, I was bringing it up. I was bringing up the small bake. Cass being there, they ended up taking Cass off of the small bake, and it was definitely not the right move if you're Wildcard Queens. This is not something that you should have been focused on. I feel like they were focused a little bit more on the freezer, and yeah, they weren't. It turns out Lycus wasn't even going for the freezer at all, and they went big and flawless last round. I mean, how else would you have scripted it, right?
The Capitao was just too much. The util was able to clear out Cass with complete ease, and then they were able to just take bakery off of that. They didn't even actually take the bakery position off of Cass dying because of the Goyo Fire. But those crosses just weren't good enough. Shrimp able to walk in bakery, get 2 of them, and Impala unfortunately whiffing really hard on the vert clear. She could have maybe played spoiler and won them the whole round, but that's just sometimes how the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, sadly enough, that is how the max OT of the 2 best teams ends. It's 8-7 in favor of Lycus Vampire, which means Lycus Vampire are the upper bracket final winners. They're going to the Blitz Queens Kickoff Tournament Grand Final, and we'll have to see who ends up fighting for who as Cappy falls off there. But yeah, I mean, the next matchup you should be seeing is Kitten Queens versus CNG, Montenegro. And then after that, it'll be a fight to see who goes and faces off against Lycus Vampire. So, ladies and gentlemen, that will do it for us here. I have been the one and only man with way too much women's R6 knowledge, Ace of Toronto. Right beside me, doing the most of the yapping in the best way possible, has been the most infamous in the world, Rennie herself. Shout out Chad, shout out production. Yeah, Blitz Queens, you wanted to be here, you're here, and we hope to see you next time.
I'm here when you need my back. I'm here when you need my All the barricades, I wanna know why they hold me back. Need a miracle to break me through, but I won't get that. If I was a real wonder, then I could save me from turning around. Lift me off the ground, and one day I'm free. Yeah, I wanna be a real wonder. Heaven lift me up from under. Wishing I could be somehow
heartbreak. We grew apart, I made a mistake, but I'll try to make it up to you, my darling. Ooh.
I wanna be a real one day. Heaven leaves me up from under. Wishing I could be somehow stronger now,
So I can fight away all the pain inside me. Never be afraid of the fate that finds me.
wish that I could be
Stronger, so I can be a real wonder. So I can fight away all the pain inside me. Never be afraid of the fate that finds me. Wish that I could be stronger, so I can be a real wonder.
I love you.